No, my headphones. I don't want speak to chat on. Thank you. Hello and welcome to Playday number 4. Oh, I'm dizzy. Welcome to Playday number 14 of Grand Slam Galaxy Season 2. This is the last Playday of Season 2. Thank you all so much for joining me on this journey. I'm sure that we're all very excited for the playoffs starting next week. I don't think Saturday. We'll see. I'll find out. But before we get to the playoffs, there is just a couple matters left to attend to. As of last week, taking a look at our standings, who is making the playoffs, the bye spots, all of that is decided. Right now, our two bye spots are going to the Flowers and the Rotten Eggs. The Flowers currently sitting on top with a run differential, both of them with a 10-3 lead. Our four qualified teams: the Monsters, the Wilds, the Infernos, and the Monarchs. And pending some surprises, it's probably going to stay in that order, though it is possible if the Wilds lose and the Infernos win, they could swap. That is about the only realistic order swap in those main four. And then, of course, there's the top two teams, the Flowers and the Rotten Eggs, who are playing against each other to decide who is the champion of the regular season. Unfortunately, we do know our two eliminated teams, the Scrambled Eggs and the Revenge, both coming through the season with a 3-10 record. Very respectable showings to both our teams. They will be playing for pride and to see if they can end the season with 4 wins. And we'll see how they do against their opponents. Our 4 matchups for the day, in order of the games that will be being played. The Wilds are heading to Scrambled Eggs territory. The Scrambled Eggs have chosen to take us to Peach's Ice Garden. That's the 4th seed right now versus the 7th place team. Our next game will be the Monsters versus the Revenge. The Monsters and Revenge will be playing on Daisy Cruiser at night, as the Revenge have done a very fun team swap up that I'm excited to see. Our third game for the day, the Infernos and the Monarchs, the 5th and 6th place teams battling it out to see who can claim top dog in our standings at the end of it, or at least with the pride on the line. And then our last game of the Playday, the only game that is guaranteed to have any effect on the overall standings, the Flowers versus the Rotten Eggs. The Rotten Eggs, with home field advantage, have chosen to take us to Mario Stadium. Also, I forgot to mention, I apologize, of course, I am your commissioner, Willie or won't he, and I'm sadly not joined today by my co-commentator, Silver Lily, who is out not feeling well. So, my respect to her. She will be back with us when the playoffs come, and until then, I'm here to see off Season 2. It's a fun game of baseball, but you basically know everything that's coming into it. We have our 4 qualified teams: the Flowers, the Rotten Eggs, Monsters, Wilds, Infernos, and Monarchs. And we're going to get right into it with our first game of the day. That being the Wilds versus the Scrambled Eggs. And the Scrambled Eggs have chosen to take us to Peach's Ice Garden. I didn't forget to take the standings down this time. Let's talk about these two seasons. The Wilds currently stand at 7-6? 7-6, but a negative run differential, having a harsh start to the season. But turning it around, I said when they were early off in the season losing that this was a very solid team that I expected to turn their win-loss around, and they've done just that. They're 7-6 right now with a chance to end above 500 at a very respectable 8-6 record. The Scrambled Eggs, being one of our eliminated teams, currently sitting at a 3-10 record. God bless them. They've chosen to take us to Peach's Ice Garden, my personal favorite stadium, to end this season, so they have my full support. The Scrambled Eggs have also swapped up their lineup specifically for this last Playday, swapping it around with a very solid outfield for the stadium. Yellow Magikoopa infield, Petey Piranha and Wiggler, of course, always going to bring some interesting power on Peach's Ice Garden. We will see how the team performs. I'm looking forward to this one. The Wilds are, of course, playing to end above 500. The Scrambled Eggs are playing for a little pride and a little bit of fun to end our season. Best of luck to them. We're going to jump straight into the game because I'm aware. I'm aware. You need to go to bed, Kai. So, let's head over to our first game of Playday number 14. Our last game for the Scrambled Eggs, and a showcase of what the Wilds might be bringing forward into the playoffs. So, Yellow Magikoopa. Magikoopas have always been respectable pitchers in this league, but they found themselves at their best typically as closers, in my opinion. When you've got just a couple innings left to make it, it's good to have a Magikoopa on your team who will be slotted in, you can believe, relatively frequently. For a second there, I believed. Funky Kong, though, with a big, deep shot, but Yellow Yoshi's able to get there in time despite breaking the ice to catch the pop fly. That's an excellent defensive play for the center fielder. We'll see how DK is able to adjust. DK, of course, wants those big home run hits, especially with the star power. Peach's Ice Garden, as you saw from Funky Kong, is not typically a stadium that supports that type of play, though. And credit to DK, it's simply a grounder to center field for a single, and the Wilds are starting off pretty well. 2 hits for 3 batters, runner on first and runner on second, and Baby DK is a very consistent hitter in his own right. Though, if he goes for a charge shot, he might run into some issues with a big pop fly. No! No way! So I want to establish something for everybody, just so that we're 100% certain. Peach's Ice Garden has been picked. Let me make sure I have the exact right number for you here. 1, 2, 3, 4 times. This is the 5th time we've gone to Peach's Ice Garden. We've seen 1 home run on Peach's Ice Garden. We've seen 1, I think, by King K. Rool. It was common assumption that you would simply never see home runs on Peach's Ice Garden. So when Baby DK knocks one perfectly out to left field for a 3-run homer to start off this game, fascinating. Regardless, as I recover my emotion, the Scrambled Eggs are up now, and King Boo is starting off well with a shot out to center field for the single to get his offense going. Also, fair credit to the Scrambled Eggs defense to shut down the Wilds offense after that home run. And with Captain Yoshi getting on base, this is looking like pretty good production. Peach's Ice Garden can swing very hard and very fast. So I wouldn't define the 3-run start for the Wilds as a safe one, not especially when you've got into Petey Piranha coming up. Will, however, hit it right over to Boomwing Bro. The slow reel in allows for a triple play, and the Wilds are the defensive team to hold down the fort through inning number 1. Fair play to them. Very good play to them. It's up to the Scrambled Eggs to respond defensively. Of course, no low flying ball is going to escape Petey Piranha's grasp. The star infielder. I love Petey Piranha on shortstop and second base. He plays the position so well. Snags out great Shy Guy's hit. And, well, Dixie Kong isn't having luck either, with a little pop out to right field. Tiny Kong is the only chance for a Wilds member to get on base, and her pop to center field will get fielded by Yellow Yoshi to end the inning 3 up, 3 down. Captain Yoshi's got to be feeling good about that one. I don't think Captain Yoshi has allowed a hit yet as a pitcher. So, well played on him. But the Scrambled Eggs have plenty of time to respond to the Wild's early scoring. Can Petey Piranha be the one to do it? If the only runs we see tonight is a home run from Baby DK, I'm going to lose it. It's a big, high shot. Normally, this would be an easy caught pop fly, but with the boo, it does touch down. Tiny Kong has to scramble for it and throw it in. Boomerang Bro will catch it. I was watching to see if Petey Piranha was going to run for it with Boomerang Bro holding onto the ball, but no. Petey Piranha stays on third, and it's a good triple off item assistance that's unique to Peach's Ice Garden for the flower. We'll see what Wiggler is able to do. Awesome shot to the pocket. That'll definitely bring in Petey Piranha. That might just be a triple of his own. Yeah, nope, he's going to stay on second. Respectable. I think he could have made it, but I respect staying on second there. The Scrambled Eggs get their first run off 2 monster hits from 2 of their best batters in this season. That's a good start to that game from them. Now, of course, the rest of the Scrambled Eggs batting order has to follow through. And we'll see if Cookie can start bringing that runner home. There's no outs yet, which is a good sign for her, but she hits right to Gray's Shy Guy, who turns the double play. 1 out, goes to 2 just like that, and Wiggler's heroics just leads to a quick second out against his team. Still plenty of time for the Scrambled Eggs to do some offense if Yellow Yoshi's able to make it, but no. A grounder goes right to Boomerang Bro, out number 3. And the Scrambled Eggs have made it a 2-run game, but 1 run is all they managed to get in that one. And we'll return back to the top of the Wild's batting order. Always possible for big triples from either of these teams. Home run hitters can rely a little bit more on those boos if they, of course, hit inside the infield. Big pop flies can turn into big triples very easily on this stadium, and Funky Kong will be looking for that. He's knocked out strike 1 holding a boost. Strike 2, though. This should be a catch from Yellow Yoshi, but maybe the ice? No, will not mess with the outfielders. The shell won't happen in time. That's out number 2, and DK is up again. Captain Yoshi has not let anybody get a hit yet ever since he came to the mound. It's an excellent start for him. DK slaps, though, and will break that sleep, settling for a single off 2 strikes. And credit to the captain. His baseball IQ is doing pretty good. He's going for these low hits on this dangerous stadium. His younger self, happy with a pop out to right field. This one will escape the field, though. It'll simply fall right into Bouncer's glove for out number 3. So the Wild's offense coming to a bit of a crawl ever since Yellow Magic Koopa came off the mound. Meanwhile, the Scrambled Eggs offense seems to be heating up. A bobble from DK is going to allow Bouncer to get a single that should not have happened. Glad to see a bobble from a first base player, let alone from a captain like DK. Yellow Magic Koopa follows it up with a fair hit of his own. And the Scrambled Eggs keep their offense running hot. Runner on first, runner on second. And King Boo in that 9th batter slot can put on some damage if he's allowed to. No item support, but a grounder to Boomerang Bro will simply result in a double play. Bouncer does successfully manage to get over to third base, and I realize that King Boo might actually be the top of this new batting order for the Scrambled Eggs. He is, excuse me. So, batter number 2 in the order, Captain Yoshi. Can he bring Bouncer home? Shot, but no. Gray Shy Guy slides to snag that one, and the Scrambled Eggs aren't able to find anything. Though, I would say that their offensive production is looking better than the Wild's for the last 2 innings, of course. Threat of points. They'll have plenty of time to try to cash those threats in. Meanwhile, the Wilds need to find their offensive footing against Yoshi. Again, oh no, Reggie just barely evades Petey Piranha at second base. Not quite feeling the confidence to jump there, and lets the single fly above his head. That means Boomerang Bro has got a redemption shot for the Wilds to try to get on base. We'll see how he does. A soft hit to Wiggler will simply result in a double play. And that's good news for anybody who's a Scrambled Eggs fan as they clean that up. And Gray Shy Guy comes to the plate. Star hit. Gray Shy Guy wants it, but a late swing means his only attempt will go foul. He settles for a normal slap next, but Petey Piranha's on that like Donkey Kong, if I may, and secures the third out. Quick and quiet 3 innings for the Wilds after a very promising start. And the Scrambled Eggs have the ball in their court, if I can mix my analogy. Well, not mix my analogies, but reference another sport at least. Won't be the one to continue the pressure, though. Simple ground out to her. Petey Piranha is the one we're going to have to keep an eye on. Big hit right to the pocket. Last time it was a triple with a power block in the pocket. This could turn out very well, but no, it's not fired. That means it's only a double for Petey Piranha. Wiggler, though, still has the opportunity to bring him home with a good hit. Watch strike number 1. Reggie has been pretty good at being pretty patient as a pitcher, and despite some little bit of hesitation from Petey Piranha because he thought Boomerang Bo had that, it's a single from Wiggler that puts runners on the corners. Cookie, with no outs now, has an opportunity to keep this scoring run alive for the Scrambled Eggs, or at least get it reignited after the last 2 innings. Shot does not fall into Gray Shy Guy's glove. That'll bring Petey Piranha home off a single and make this a 1-run game. The Scrambled Eggs are putting up the offensive numbers despite a big early home run from Baby DK. So, Yellow Yoshi, bat number 8. 2 yellow friends on. Gotta watch as an outside fastball escapes the tip of his bat, but inching closer to the plate, he's ready for pitch number 3. That one escapes Boomerang Bo. The banana stuns Dixie Kong, but they won't take advantage of it on the bases, playing patient. But the bases have become loaded. Bouncer now, up against Reggie. 1 out, 1 strike. It's a pop to center field, and while the boo won't come into play, Wiggler will come home. And the Scrambled Eggs have tied this game 3 apiece with only 1 out and loaded bases still to play. That didn't make anybody nervous. It'll make Reggie super nervous as he's actually going to come off the mound relatively early for him. And Donkey Kong will look to save his team from this inning. Yellow Magic Koopa can't hit well, you know, half the time. And a bail pitch is a scary situation with no items, a swing into it. Buddy play to make sure that Cookie is caught off at home. That's a beautiful coordination from the captain to get his team out of this. Cookie wanted to turn back, but I guess saw the runner on third base and thought, meh, there's nowhere else for me to go. The Scrambled Eggs do tie it, but Captain Donkey Kong coming in will clean it up and make sure this game remains tied despite loaded bases. Alright, Dixie Kong slaps it right to Wiggler for out number 1 of the 5th. Tiny Kong comes up next. Her slap goes right to the second baseman, Petey Piranha. So, nice symmetry so far. How's Tato gonna do? As the Wilds return back to their batting order? She won't hit pitch 1 at least. No, it's just the infield showing off their stuff. Wiggler catches out 1, Petey Piranha catches out 2, and Wiggler fields out number 3. And the Wilds haven't found anything since the first. Meanwhile, the Scrambled Eggs offense continues to look very hot as King Boo steps up to the plate. And he's immediately thrown out as Boomerang Bo fields the grounder from the King. No loyalty here. And we'll return to Captain Yoshi to see what he's able to do inside of the batting box. Facing down a stronger pitcher, but he's still not afraid. A good slap earns the captain first base. Well played from Captain Yoshi. Has a chance to put 2 on. Yoshi's going for a steal, though. She's not even going to swing on it. And the speed from Yoshi lets him successfully steal second base. Good baseball IQ from and she follows it up with a great hit. Yoshi wasn't sure if Gray Shy Guy was going to snag it out, so he stayed at second. I respect it. Still, though, that's a run on first, run on second. Petey Piranha up, and a line drive to left field brings Yoshi home at least. Will make a run for it? No. She stays at third. But that's another double off PD Piranha's pedal. One run brought in gives the Scrambled Eggs the lead, and the runners on second and third gives them a chance to extend that. This is a beautiful offensive inning for them with only one out, and Wiggler in the box. Smacks it out to right field. That will touchdown safely. Will get home. It's a single to bring in another run. The Scrambled Eggs go up 2 with runners on the corners. It's a hard field to play in for these outfielders. And the Scrambled Eggs, we saw them dominate the Ron Eggs earlier this season on this field. Clearly taking a shine as Cookie hits another good single and PD Piranha comes in 3 runs for this inning. For the Scrambled Eggs, give them the 3-run lead. They've scored 6 unanswered ever since the Wilds started off this game with a 3-run homer. You gotta wonder what Baby DK's thinking in these catches. In the catcher position, I don't know if he was bad-mouthing the Scrambled Eggs, but they've definitely come out firing, ready to play. Yellow Yoshi with a beautiful shot out to left field that Tiny Kong has difficulty fielding. Wiggler comes in off the error, and that's a double. Excellent play from Yellow Yoshi. Excellent realization from the runners on bases to try to take a little extra. The Wilds are down 4 with only 1 out as their 5th inning goes from bad to worse. DK will try to salvage it with a bail pitch, but Bouncer has the IQ not to even try to swing on it. DK tries a second time, but it's a charge hit from Bouncer with Boo support to make sure that DK can't field it and bring in run number 5 for the inning. Cookie comes in to touch home plate. DK is getting tired. Yellow Magic Koopa slaps that out to left field. It brings in another run. The Scrambled Eggs are up 6. And in, what, maybe 2 innings, DK takes himself off the mound and says, hey, let's give someone fresh a try. Let's give Baby DK an opportunity from the catcher's position. But King Boo, a shot to the pocket, brings in Bouncer, brings in Yellow Magic Koopa. He's running for third and makes it safely. That's a triple. Oh my god. More than enough to prove from the Scrambled Eggs rosters. They're now up 8. Let alone Yoshi smacks it for another clean single. That's 9 runs this inning as they rounded the batting order. And steps back up to the plate. Smack out to right field. Finally, an out comes into play, but the shell will make sure there's no chance of a double play. Not that Captain Yoshi was going to let that one happen. He was safe on first base before the shell even hit. PD Piranha with another chance. Well, their hit is brought in by Boomerang Bo trying to escape between shortstop and third base. And finally, the Scrambled Eggs inning comes to a close after they put up what I think, and what I will double check, but what I'm pretty confident is the best inning of their season. Funky Kong can't find any luck either after a pop out to center field is just a caught out pop fly. Donkey Kong, though, finally finds some offensive presence for his team, and it's a little bit of a shock, yet still not one at all, that the Wilds are the only team this season to score 2 home runs on Peach's Ice Garden. The only team in Grand Slam Galaxy history to score 2 runs on Peach's Ice Garden, as Baby DK and DK drill in homers. That's only good for 4, though. Let's see, as I double check. Yeah, the Scrambled Eggs best inning before this was a 7-run inning that they pulled off versus the Rotten Eggs. I'm just gonna make sure. Yeah, that was the... Wait. yeah, no, that was the best inning that the Scrambled Eggs have had all season. Wilds, though, trying to rebound at least with the Reggie on first. Boomerang throws hit is simply caught out for out number 3, though. And the Wilds do put up 1 with DK, but they're only scoring off of home runs, which, don't get me wrong, is very funny and very impressive on Peach's Ice Garden. But with Baby DK on the mound, what defense can the Wilds put up left to stop the Scrambled Eggs onslaught? Wiggler simply slaps it up to center field for a single, and the inning starts up again. Cookie faces down Baby DK. Her bit of a charge hit, excuse me, just falls the third baseline, and the Wilds are able to field that for 2. So, at least some defense coming back to this team off that well-earned double play. Yellow Yoshi will see if he can break it. No, as it goes straight to Gray Shy Guy, and the Scrambled Eggs score 9 and then score 0. Baby DK might just be able to clean this game up for the Wilds if he's allowed to stay on the mound. We'll see if his stamina stays with him. Of course, Yoshi has been doing an extremely good job on the mound for his team. Gray Shy Guy doesn't care, though. He hits a clean single out to left field to start off the Wilds' offense, though with Tiny Kong and Dixie Kong up, not in that order. We'll have to see who's able to capitalize on it. Dixie Kong does slap it straight up the middle. A power block isn't really necessary. The runner was safe on second. But still, 2 runners on for the Wilds, and they're showing off pretty well. Tiny Kong's hit does stay inside the infield, though, and Petey Piranha dives perfectly onto second to secure the double play all his own. So that'll be 2 outs for the Wilds. They do have a run on third. A bobble from Petey Piranha, but it doesn't matter, as Wiggler's there to catch the high bobble thanks to a little bit of extra chemistry. So, none for the Wilds this inning, as they only see 4 batters at the plate and only 1 hit. Heading back to the Scrambled Eggs, Bouncer is being shut out by Gray Shy Guy at second base. Again, the Shy Guys excelling this season as infielders. I've looked forward to their success in Season 3 of Grand Slam Galaxy, which I'm sure will happen. Yellow Magic Koopa, though, with a beautifully aimed shot out to right field, will earn him at least a double. I think he'll go for 3. Yes, he will. And he'll earn it. Well-aimed shot from Yellow Magic Koopa for a triple. They'll bring up King Boo at home plate. 1 out against him. A shot up to center field. Yellow Magic Koopa wisely staying on third, just in case that one was caught out by the center fielder. But now it's runners on the corners and Captain Yoshi up at the plate. Power block item could be taken advantage of here. A shot out to center field. Dixie Kong misses it. The power block lands and disrupts both the fielders. That's at least a triple for Yoshi to bring in 2 more. And the Scrambled Eggs are up to a 10-run lead that chases Baby DK off the mound. Gray Shy Guy coming in from second base. And Baby DK was actually taken off the second base position earlier this season after a couple of more than a couple of missed slides at the position. So the defense continues to fracture for these Wilds. Hits in a single to bring in another run. Petey Piranha's shot is very good out to center right field. I believe that should be another triple. A little bit of hesitation, but he does run in. And that's another triple. Touches back at home. The Scrambled Eggs now lead by 12. The Scrambled Eggs right now have the chance to do the funniest thing. Wiggler's hit does touch down in the outfield despite being so high thanks to a little bit of ice interference. If that fireball hit, that would have been inside the park home run, but it's only a triple. The Scrambled Eggs record right now, I have to emphasize, they are sitting at -10. If they beat the Wilds by this margin, the Scrambled Eggs could be an eliminated team in 7th place with a positive run differential. which would just be funny. Cookie is grounded out, and after Gray Shy Guy makes sure Wiggler stays honest at third twice. Finally, the pitch comes into Yellow Yoshi, who wants a big hit and gets one. Shot up to center field will bring in Wiggler, and the lead extends to 14. I have to point out a second thing now. The Scrambled Eggs, the highest scoring game of the season was 22 runs by the Monsters in game number 1. The Scrambled Eggs could break that record versus the Wilds as their go-away game. If this pace continues, Boomerang Bro comes off of a shortstop though. The fastballs could help against this team, but slaps are what they're using anyway. Gray Shy Guy though coming back to shortstop, cleans up the hit, cleans up the inning. And after another great inning, the Scrambled Eggs are now at a 14-run lead. Also, something I want to point out, the Monsters in that monstrous game were the away team, so they had a full 9 innings of batting. It's possible, though we still have to see, the Scrambled Eggs could break the record as the home team only batting 8. DK still wants his team in this game, but his line drive is caught out by Cookie at left field. No luck for the Wilds despite a monstrous start. Not only could this give the Scrambled Eggs a positive run differential, but the Infernos win, they could snag 4th seed from the Wilds. It wouldn't matter because the Wilds and the Infernos would be playing each other regardless in the postseason. However, it also could matter because the higher team in the standings will get presumably more of a home field advantage in that best of 5 series. So this could be a very interesting series. And it could all come down to the Scrambled Eggs knocking the Wilds down a peg before the playoffs happen. Boomerang Bone's line drive was aimed well, but aimed too well as it goes right to Petey Piranha. If that had escaped, that might have been the first or a very good triple for the Wilds. But no, they put up 0 for the inning. This could be the Scrambled Eggs' last chance to score this game. Can they put up a monstrous inning yet again? King Boo's shot is just a little bit too far left and it allows Dixie Kong to catch it out. So Yoshi now up against Boomerang Bro. The captain continues his relatively solid batting performance. No, that'll run foul. Not only will it run foul, but Tiny Kong will be under it. So that record might slip away from them, depending on how Cookie does, of course. But they're 4 runs away, and they've only got 1 out to do it. Slap from Cookie does escape into the outfield, and the Scrambled Eggs do put a runner on base. Be a long attempt from them, though, if they're able to bring this. Petey Piranha has knocked away a couple of triples already this game. We'll see if he's able to repeat that performance. Power block item, shot out to left field. We expect this to be a catch. We don't expect the power block to land in time, and it doesn't. So, the Scrambled Eggs will have to settle for 18. That record will elude them, but still, they can be happy with their best inning of the season. A monstrous 9 runs in the 5th. And the Wilds, their seeding, their home field advantage could actually fall away from them if they don't get this game in order. But it's a hell of a tall task. The ball does run absolutely wild off that power block interference and allows Gray Shy Guy to snag an extra base. Interesting. So that's a double off of a little bit of a throwing problem thanks to a power block. Dixie Kong does knock one right up the third baseline. And the Wilds will at least bring in 1. Gray Shy Guy dodges home. Dixie Kong makes it to second. About the best shot that you can hope for on Peach's Ice Garden from Dixie Kong. Credit to her. We'll see how the rest of her team is able to perform, starting with Tiny Kong. Slap with a star hit. That's a mirror of Dixie Kong. That's another scoring double. Okay. Wilds put up 2. Now, what would be the funniest thing is if the Scrambled Eggs lose all in the last inning, Kai, you had my permission to stay quiet. You had my permission You had my insistence. Now Tato is up. With a runner on second and no outs still in this inning, the Wilds return back to the top of their batting order, but an infield grounder will at least secure. No! It's not out number one as Wiggler throws it to third and Tiny Kong barely makes it in time. That means runners on the corners for Funky Kong. The Scrambled Eggs, if they want to end with a positive run differential, need to win by at least 10. They're up by 12. Funky Kong's shot is a grounder that escapes the infield regardless. Well-aimed shot by him, maybe not strong enough, but at least escapes the infield. Runner on first, runner on second. Captain Yoshi is starting to tire, and DK, with no outs, has a runner on first and a runner on second. What can DK do against Yoshi? Charge hit, line drive, not again! Stays fair by an inch. This one brings in Tato, and it's now a 10-run game. With no outs still in this inning, and a runner still on first and second, Yoshi is taken off the mound before Baby DK can come up, and King Boo is brought in to try to ice this game. King Boo was supposed to be a starting pitcher for this team. Baby DK knocks a single, and the Kongs have loaded the bases. Can Reggie pull off some more runs here? Watches the star pitch slide past him. Pitch number 2 is more on the outside. It's a slider. Reggie makes good contact, though, aimed at the pocket. That's 1 run brought in. That's a 2nd run brought in. 3rd run, will it make it in time? It's a close play, so yes, it is. And the double from Reggie brings in 3 runs that turn this game from down 14 to down 7. The Wilds are only down by 7 as King Boo immediately feels the heat and Boomerang Bro steps up. I cannot emphasize enough, this is still a monstrous task from the Wilds as Boomerang Bro proves. Reggie gets tagged out at 3rd and Boomerang Bro is caught out at 1st, so the double play still chases King Boo off the mound. He'll be getting better stamina next season, I promise. And brings Wiggler in to try to close this one out. 1 more out is all the Scrambled Eggs need to come away with the victory. Gray Shy Guy knocks it straight to King Boo. And finally, the game ends 11-18. The Scrambled Eggs aren't able to make it up to an even run differential, despite all the promise of it, which would have been so funny. But the comedy is stopped as the Wilds say, hey, I don't think we want to lose by this much, and bring it back to a much more respectable 11-8 final score. Very well-earned MVPs from the 2-star hitters for this team. Not starred, but starred. Petey Piranha and Wiggler share the honors. A final MVP for both these great players that will no doubt go early in the draft next season. And that will be the final curtain call for the Scrambled Eggs. A very fun team to watch that entertained us all so heartily throughout the entire season. Thank you to them for participating. Thank you to the coaching staff. Thank you to Kai for joining us. I'm so sorry that your final run differential wasn't quite comedic comedy, but I believed, you believed, the Wilds comeback would have been funny, but no, it's just a respectable end to the Scrambled Eggs finish. I gotta give a shout out to this team. The Jersey core is nothing to ever sneeze at. Wiggler and Petey Piranha and King Boo, all hitters that I adore. And Yoshi as definitely one of the most interesting captains in Grand Slam Galaxy will see an end to his season with a win, and the Scrambled Eggs earning a 4-10 win-loss record. Salute to y'all, and good night, Scrambled Eggs. And hello to our next team to try to earn a bit of a salty to run back, as our next game will be the finale for the Revenge. They have a bit of a hard trek in front of them, as the Monsters, who are now guaranteed 3rd seed in the league, may not have much to play for, but they're still a monstrous team. They're currently sitting at an 8-5 record and a plus 32 run differential, sitting just 3 behind the Ron Eggs and 8 behind the Flowers. There's a reason that only 3 teams in this league are going to end with a positive run differential. Well, the Monsters are quite a good team. Despite perhaps their weaker section of the starting batting order, the death core that is Bowser Jr. to Dark Bones to Bowser, when they show up, have dismantled teams earlier this season, keeping the Monsters afloat at the top of the scoreboard for quite a while. But 2 extremely tight losses, more than 2 extremely tight losses, a couple of very tight losses, have knocked the team down out of possibility of getting a bye. They currently sit at that 8-5 record. The next team stands at 10 wins. So they'll have to settle with 3rd place. After the Wilds' loss, of course, they are guaranteed 3rd place. Can't get any worse than that. We'll see whether that stands as a motivation for them, of course, or whether they let things slip at the end of the season. Of course, it's not like the Revenge would complain. This will be their last game of the season, no matter what. They currently sit at the bottom of our bottom of our standings, 3-10, but with a chance to try to bring it back up to 4. They've returned a little bit to form of the beginning of the season. Monty Mole comes off the bench to come in as the starting pitcher again. Hammerbro, Green Shy Guy, operating in that devastating shortstop second base position, try to stop as much small ball as they can, but despite that, the Revenge have chosen to take us to Daisy Cruiser, which will be a very interesting field for them. Brown Critter and Hammerbro could both knock out home runs. Hell, you could argue that they're in better position to knock out home runs than players like Dark Bones and Blue Dry Bones over on the Monsters side of the field. But with the death core that is the Monsters lineup, that's never an easy thing to sneeze at. The Revenge, of course, are just looking to try to end their season with a win on their final home game. The Monsters don't really have anything to play for besides pride. Ending with a 9-5 record would, of course, be a nice chip on their shoulder, ending at least 2 wins above the next team heading into the playoffs. So, can the Revenge do it? They've been through the ringer the last 2 games, of course, against the Flowers and the Ron Eggs, which were the 2 games that fully knocked them out of this regular season. We'll see what they're able to do. Monty Mole coming back to the mound will be something that's very exciting to see, of course. And after a couple last double checks to make sure that the players are ready, I believe we are all good. Game 2 of Playday number 14, the swan song for the Revenge. As for their final home game, we're heading over to Daisy Cruiser at night. You know, I need to double check. I don't know if the last time we played a Daisy Cruiser during the day, it's definitely like, yeah, so Daisy Cruiser has been picked 7 times. 2 of those were during the daytime, once on Playday number 5, and the other time in the preseason. So we saw one, yeah, which actually wasn't counted. So we've only seen, of the 7 times that we've seen Daisy Cruiser in the regular season, only 1 of them were during the daytime. Regardless, the Monsters start off pretty well. Goomba earns a single. Koopa earns another single to put a runner on first, runner on second. So, the weaker section of the monster batting. Doing pretty well with some good slaps so far off Monty Mole. We'll see what Paratrooper can do. Monty wants to prove himself in this last redemption possibility at the end of the season. Teasing the end of the mound. His last pitch will try to go on the outside, but it's another good slap. And the Monsters start this game by loading the bases. Bowser Jr. should excel in this position. Sees the slider from Monty Mole, but doesn't want to challenge it. That's simply strike one. More curveball hit will be reeled in by Hammer Bro, and the triple play is impossible to avoid off that. A triple play off of Bowser Jr.'s hit for the revenge to clean up that inning, and despite a scary start, come away with no runs on the board. Very good start for them. Diddy Kong is up next, and he'll face down Magic Koopa. He'll start with an excellent line drive over to left field. It'll only be a single with the much smaller dimensions of Daisy Cruiser, but an excellent shot by... This isn't right. Is this right? Is Hammerbo batter number 2? Yeah, no, Hammerbo is batter number 2. Fair enough. And he drills it out of the park. It's the Revenge who start off this game with a 2-run homer off a sweet shot from Hammerbo that will tire out Magic Koopa early, just like last game for the Scrambled Eggs. A Magic Koopa starts, and Magic Koopa starts to feel the heat. So Mr. Wick will come up to the plate. Batter number 3, no outs but clear bases, slaps it up the middle, evading Bowser's glove by a matter of inches for a good single. Excellently played so far from the Revenge. Green Shy Guy will try to keep the magic going, and he'll do just that. The ball evaded Bowser's glove by a matter of inches last play. It evades Bowser Jr.'s glove by a matter of inches this play, and we have a runner on first, runner on second for the Revenge. Monty Mole up, he slaps it. The shell just barely misses Bowser Jr., who does manage to rocket it to first in time for the out. So, first out finally against the Revenge. The runners in second and third will feel relatively safe, though, with no run on first. And Nero drills one to left field. The pow block stuns Goomba. Mr. Wick and Green Shy Guy both touch home. And the Revenge are off to a 4-run lead here in the first. Okay. Excellent start for them. I make sure that I update the scoreboard correctly. Brown Critter up is another home run threat, especially with a run on first that he likes. Smacks the ball high, it'll go foul. So, we'll have to see what he feels about pitch number 3. He'll do another smack, but this high ball will stay inside the field, and there's no item support. It's a simple catch from Goomba for the second out of the inning. Alright, Peridot comes up versus Bowser to try to end out her season well. She struggled a little bit on home plate before, but she manages to thread the needle this time. Another excellent shot that barely evades shortstop Bowser Jr. for a clean single. Run on first, run on second for Ollie. She's had a little bit more luck than Peridot at the bat. Can she keep that going? A line drive is just a little bit too far. Koopa, the center fielder, snags that one. So, sorry, Revenge. You only get 4 in the first inning. I apologize to you. Now, Monty Mole, after a little bit of a hazy first inning where his mistakes had to be cleaned up by Hammerbo, has to try to pitch better in the second. He's starting it with a couple of wide shots to try to frazzle the batter. Dark Bones doesn't take the bait though. Solid slap to center field earns a single. So Bowser. We don't know whether Bowser's going to come out of the gate swinging for home runs or whether he's going to settle for simple ground balls this time. Line drive out to center field will be more than enough to bring Dark Bones to third. But Bowser isn't able to do anything besides get a single off it, as the outfield of Ollie and Diddy Kong. Keep him honest. It's still runners on the corners for the Monsters, so they've got plenty of opportunities with no outs to try to bring in a run, but no! Green Shy Guy snags Magic Koopa's hit and throws it back to first for the double play. So the Monsters go from very safe to very in danger with 2 outs and a runner on third. Can Owada bring that runner home? He'll need a single to do it. Monty Mole doesn't want him to get it. Hammerbo just misses the jump though, and Diddy Kong's fumbling doesn't amount to much either, as it's a single either way after Hammerbo misses the catch. That's 1 run now for the Monsters, as Owada, batter number 8, is the one to bring it in. Blue Dry Bones, batter number 9. Oh no, oh, Magic Koopa interference. Owada's running for home off that, and a bit of a scramble, a bit of a error from Ali and Peridot in the outfield. The Magic Koopa's messing with their ability to grab the ball. That means that a second run does come in for the Monsters this inning, off of Blue Dry Bones' bat. Monty will very respectfully start to feel tired. Bit of a troublesome first 2. Why is Goomba sound like a Dry Bones? Whatever. Very problematic first 2 innings for him. Having to have his first inning saved by a triple play, but finally he will find his way out of the second. Green Shy Guy snags Goomba's slap. And the Monsters have started off their scoring with 2 runs in a little bit of a weird position, but still 2. To put this at a, 2-run game. The Revenge come back to the top of their batting order, starting with Captain Diddy Kong though. And with the ship tilted, Diddy Kong fires one out to left field again. He's not able to aim it as well this time though, and Goomba will get under that for the first out. Hammerbro still wants another home run hit regardless, but isn't able to evade the infield. The boo won't help him. That'll just be out number 2. So, Mr. Wick, you've got a little bit of assistance from a fan in the outfield. But the only thing Mr. Wick is feeling is a simple, clean single. I'll bring up Green Shy Guy. There's still 2 outs on the board, so not a lot of pressure on Bowser, especially if he decides to dip into that star power. Not quite yet, though. Green Shy Guy smacks it out to center left. The power block won't let Mr. Wick run for third. He stays on second. Monty Molo, though, feels it with a runner on first, runner on second. The benched player knocks it out to center right. The Cheap Cheeps interfere with the Monsters this time, and that allows the double from Monty Mole to bring in 2 runners and put the Revenge back up 4. I think I called the Cheap Cheeps in the outfield Magic Koopas last time. That's my bad. Whoopsie daisy, but an excellent offensive play from Monty Mole. Revenge get back up to a grand slam lead. Bowser starts to feel the heat. He'll start pitching out some of those, Bullet Bill star pitches. Maybe it was intimidation factor that made Nero hit right to Magic Koopa. Regardless, the Revenge answer 2 runs with 2 runs of their own and stay 4 ahead of the Monsters so far this game. It's only the 3rd inning though. Plenty of ball left to play. Plenty of opportunities left for Koopa in future at-bats maybe, because that one just went straight to Hammerbo for out number 1. Aero Trooper just mirrors it a little bit higher, but still basically straight to Hammerbro. So it's 2 outs as the Monsters head into their death lineup. Bowser Jr. isn't able to avoid the shortstop either. Hammerbo caught out number 1, caught out number 2, and fielded out number 3. The Monsters go 3 up, 3 out, and they remain down by 4. As Brown Critter will be stepping up for the Revenge here in the bottom of the 3rd. Line drive barely evades Bowser Jr.'s glove. So it's not a pop live run out this time. It's not a home run, but it's a single. So well played to Brown Critter. We'll see what Peridot is able to do. She did manage a single last at bat. This time, another well-aimed shot will get her another single. And that's runners on first and second now for Ollie. Still no outs against the Revenge. Means this bottom of the 3rd could go wild. if Ollie is able to evade the infield. She's not. She does advance Brown Critter to third, but the lovely pair of outfielders caught out for the double play. Peridot and Ollie return to the bench together. I'm sure they're happy about that one. Captain Diddy Kong. Well, spite is not something he's feeling today. He wants what's best for his team coming out of the bottom of the third, and he brings in Brown Critter off a single, allowing the Gator to score and putting the Revenge up by 5. We'll see if Hammerbro feels like he can still field a big hit. No, a bullet bill pitch from Bowser secures the third strike, secures out number 3. Well played from him, but still, the Revenge are up by 5. Monty Mole continues to pitch, heading into the top of the 4th. We'll see what he's able to do. He's let up 2 runs, but there's definitely been plenty of chances for the Monsters. I wouldn't call it a triumphant return to the mound for him, but it's been good enough. Dark Bones, though, immediately knocks it foul. That was close. Shot out to left field, almost escaped, but no. Shot out to right field, no chance of escaping. Peridot can wander into that one and snag it for out number 1 as her and Ollie will take a green shell to the face. Monty Mole, though, versus Bowser. Bowser hits it high. It's a little bit slow and a little bit weak, though. Will that even escape the field? It will. Ollie and Peridot, though, still jump for it, still snag it, and still secure out number 2. Dark Bones and Bowser go down in similar fashion here on Daisy Cruiser, and the Revenge keep playing hot. Magic Koopa versus Monty Mole with 2 outs against him. Smashes one out to center field, but no! Ollie's able to get out under that one. 3 up, 3 out for the Monsters. Again this game. I think twice in a row now. Yeah, no, that's twice in a row. Monty Mole locking down the defense a little bit. And the Monsters stay down 2-7. Bowser feeling the frustration now, throwing out these star pitches. Mr. Wick's not able to keep his cool into that one. But the inside fastball will be caught and evade Magic Koopa on the infield. That'll allow a single from Mr. Wick. So, Green Shy Guy comes up. Bowser, it's the end of your season. You're down by 5, and you allow another hit as Green Shy Guy's ball barely touches down before Gooma's able to get under it. Any team would be feeling the pressure, especially after watching the Wilds get routed last game. Bowser, you thought your team might end up 2 runs over. But Monty Mole's single will not escape the infield, but it's just slow enough, actually, that Green Shy Guy still successfully manages to advance to second, and John Wick advances to third. So, despite being caught out, the Revenge only have 1 out, and they've got 2 runners in scoring position. Nero, you've been a reliable batter for the Revenge this game, and a shot to center left will continue that trend. Mr. Wick and Green Shy Guy running for home. Green Shy Guy might get caught out. No! The close play hence to the Revenge. Nero successfully tags up on second, but now the Revenge are leading by 7 here, and Bowser's more than feeling the heat. Bowser's maybe running a little bit scared. 1 star pitch, a 2nd star pitch will secure a 2nd strike against Brown Critter. Star pitch number 3? No. Brown Critter does simply slap it right to Bowser Jr. though. And the double play does answer the Monsters' prayers and allows them to exit that inning. Still though, the Revenge have managed to score every single inning so far. The Monsters have gone 3 up, 3 out twice in a row. Monty Mole, well played to you. Go enjoy left field as Diddy Kong takes the captain's position and heads to the pitcher's mound. We asked whether the Monsters would feel the pressure to deliver or take their foot off the gas. Their spot in third in this league secure. I think our question is answered, but we've seen monstrous innings, especially in the last inning, where both teams managed big 7-run innings. Still though, It doesn't matter if Blue Drybones pops one out to center right if Peridot and Ollie are there to catch it. 2 outs against the Monsters here in the 5th. And there's another chance for them to go 3 up, 3 out if Diddy Kong can secure the 3rd one on Goomba. We'll have to watch it. Banana Ball number 1 versus the Goomster. Ends up a straight down the middle strike. Outside pitch, another Banana Ball. This one should trick out Goomba. No, he knows to go inside. But it's not enough as he simply grounds out. Green Shy Guy cleans that one up. It's another 3 up, 3 out, 3 in a row against the Monsters for this revenge defense. Not only that, but Bowser's chased off the mound, feeling tired after all those start pitches, and the Monsters' last regular pitcher, Bowser Jr., comes up to the mound pretty early. If he can shut down this scoring potential, there is of course plenty of time for the Monsters to seal up that defense, and 7 runs is a tall order, but not impossible for them. Can Bowser Jr., the champion of last season with the rookies, get his team's head back in this game? Well, it doesn't look like he can so far, as Peridot and Ollie both secure singles. Captain Diddy Kong comes up and smacks it too for another single that loads the bases. And a banana won't cause Peridot to lose her cool. She stays sample on 3rd. Hammerbow, loaded bases, facing down a paintball from Bowser Jr. Not able to see it for strike 1. Pitch number 2, slider. No charge, but a star hit to center field forces a fumble from Koopa in center field. It's not a big grand slam. No, it's just 3 RBIs off the double, as the Revenge now stand 10 over the Monsters. Bowser Jr. needs to get his team's head back in this game. Paintball versus Mr. Wick. Early swing from the man means that's 2 strikes against him. So with 2 strikes on, Mr. Wick contacts the slider with another star hit. This one's a grounder, and he's not quite able to make it to 3rd before the outfielder reels it back in. Still though, advancing Hammerbow to 3rd base. 2 outs left on the board means there's plenty of time for Hammerbow to try to get home, but no! Green Shy Guy hits it right to Bowser on shortstop. Beautiful double play from the man. Still though, the Revenge have scored every single inning. They stand 10 above. Diddy Kong, is this your last mark of revenge against the league that scorned you? Is this your last mark? The Revenge would need to win this game by 30 to no longer be the last place team. They will end up in 8th place due to run differential. Almost guaranteed no matter what, but don't tell Hammerbow that, as he throws out a beautiful double play to catch out the runner and Paratroopa. So now Bowser Jr. with 2 outs, coming back to the top of the coming back to the top of the death lineup for the Monsters, faces a banana ball for strike number 2, but sees through it. Pop out to center field will secure the young man a good single. Can Dark Bones follow it up? We've seen big hits out for the bleachers doom Dark Bones before. A slap is all his team needs. He wants a big charge hit though. That'll run foul. So 2 strikes against him. We typically expect batters to resort to a slap in these situations, and Dark Bones is no exception. As an excellent slap batter though, it's good for him, and it's good for a single. Runner on first, runner on second. Alright, Bowser, you have a chance to cut this lead by 30%. No, not a third, just 30%. Can you do it off a banana ball? No, that's strike 2. And the last pitch, slider on the inside, Bowser simply smacks it. Though Ollie is under it, catches out number 3. The death lineup is not able to do it for the Monsters yet again. They do get runners for the first time on base since inning number 2. But they still haven't scored since inning number 2. The Revenge, up by 10, heading through to the bottom of the 6th. Monty Mole facing down Bowser Jr. Foul on hit number 1. Not foul on hit number 2, but Magic Koopa doesn't care. Quick reel in from the Wizard. And, well, That's all she wrote for Monty Mole on this at-bat. We return to Neru in batting position number 7 in this lineup. Well, she grounds out. Bowser not only fields it, but fires it off to first in time before the shell hits. Could this be the first inning where the Revenge don't score a run? Brown Critter isn't that worried. He simply smacks out to center field. And a little bit of cheap interference will turn his single into a double, so he is in scoring position. Peridot has batted 1,000 so far, I think. No, not Ollie. But still, can Peridot bring in Brown Critter? Swings on a paintball, but is still beautifully aimed. And it puts runners on the corners. Alright, Ollie. The Revenge have scored every single inning. Can you keep that constant through 6 and bring Brown Critter home from third base? 2 outs on the board. Bowser Jr. pitching on the outside with a curveball. It glances the side of the plate for strike number 2, and it's a paintball. Will this be strike number 3? No! But it's not good enough. Ollie's hit just caught by Darkbones in the third base position, and the Revenge are shut down in inning number 6. The run ends there, at least for scoring, but they're still in a 10-run lead heading into the last 3 innings. Not only that, but the Monsters are out of their death lineup. Batter number 7 is Magic Koopa, and, well, they're simply hitting it straight to Green Shy Guy for out number 1. What can Iwata do? Smack it. Green Shy Guy for out number 2. Come on. Blue Drybones, don't head back to 3 up, 3 out for the Monsters so quickly. Can Blue Drybones get on base? Slider. Caught by Blue Drybones. I think not only is Blue Drybones getting on base, but that slow ball successfully escapes out of the corner left field and brings in a run. The Monsters put 1 up in the 7th off a Blue Drybones bat. They are still down by 9 as Diddy Kong starts to tire. So Goomba now slaps it, yielded by Hammerbow. It's not 3 up, 3 out. It's 4 batters. One of those being a home run, though, has got to at least start something. And the Revenge remain up by 9, heading back to the top of their batting order with Captain Diddy Kong. Worst news for the Monsters, though, as Bowser Jr. takes himself off the mound and subs in Goomba from the outfield. I believe this Bowser Jr. and Koopa still have synergy. Diddy Kong does smack it out to center field to Koopa for a single. That ball did touch down successfully. Yeah, Bowser Jr. and Koopa do have synergy, so that's still full synergy in the outfield. 1 runner on for Hammerbow. Slams the hit from Goomba, but doesn't slam it hard enough. That shot out to right field doesn't touch down, doesn't escape the field. It falls into Paratrooper's glove for out number 1. Worse yet, Mr. Wick hits it, tries to knock it over Magic Koopa, but the reel in is out number 2. Magic Koopa throws it to first. The double play secures out number 3, and the Monsters have something of a defense appearing. They're still down by 9 with 2 innings left to go, but you can't count Bowser scoring out. Bowser, of course, and this team still holding the record for the highest scoring game in a season. Green Shy Guy's bobble, allowing Koopa to reach first base, is a good sign for the Monsters. Not only that, but the frustration gets to Diddy Kong as he takes himself off the mound and subs in Neru. That is a pretty good substitution for the Revenge. They've typically gone to Ollie or Peridot as batter number 3 and ended up with problems in their outfield, but no. The girls will stay out in center in right field. Paratrooper, though, will successfully reach first base. Though Green Shy Guy does a little bit of redemption, jumping up to snag Bowser Jr.'s ball, turning it over to second base for the double play. The bases aren't cleared. Paratrooper still sits on first. Darkbones does successfully advance that runner to second with a single, but there's 2 outs now, 2 runners on, heading to Captain Bowser. His team has seen 1 home run, Can Bowser be responsible for home run number 2? He definitely wanted it with that one, but it curves just a little bit too far foul. Next attempt, though, will stay there. Ollie scrambles for it. No. No hope of snagging that one. Bowser does drill in the 3-run bomb and cuts the lead down by 33%. Well done to him, as his team goes up to 6, and the Revenge still sit at that 12-run on the scoreboard. Excuse me. 2 outs against, and Magic Koopa's grounder is easily fielded by Green Shy Guy. No Boo could save that one. So, the Monsters will have to put up 9 in the last inning if they want it, but the Revenge have done an excellent job. An excellent job this game, gunning for one last win to end out their season. They are facing the 4th pitcher for the Monsters. Goomba up on the mound, but Green Shy Guy isn't able to take advantage. That slap heads right over to Bowser at shortstop. Bowser, of course, feeling proud of himself there, catching out number 1. Monty Mole, after being benched for most of this season, a little bit of a shaky but solid enough pitching performance through the first 4 innings, where he only let up 2 runs. It's pretty good for the Molster. And hey, his batting hasn't been bad this game either. Slap out to center field for a single. Revenge could look to put on more damage if Nero successfully manages to smack this one. She'll watch the strike fly by her. Goomba will be testing the inside this time, and shouldn't have tested it. Caught by Nero perfectly. Shot out to center field is another single. I'm liking this look from the Revenge. Brown Critter hasn't had much luck. His big attempt at a home run earlier this game just ended in a pop fly. He did successfully bring in a single, though. His next attempt at a home run is going straight down center field with plenty of velocity. That one will escape through center field. Paratroopa is not able to grab it in time. Brown Critter shows up for his team as well, and both excellent star hitters for this team. Hammer Bro and Brown Critter bring in big home runs to get them back, the Revenge back up to a 9-run lead over the Monsters. There's still only 1 out in this inning, but finally Peridot brings in out number 2. Would be a little bit of poetry if the Revenge season ends on their batter number 9. Ends on Ollie. Smack just barely evades Magic Koopa. No. We're heading back to Diddy Kong. Will the captain be the last batter for his team this season? 2 outs on the board, 1 runner on first. Diddy Kong is this year closeout. Smack evades Bowser, and the POW block doesn't mean much to Paragoomba. So that is a single. So it's Hammer Bro now. 2 runners on, a chance for another big 3-run homer for the Revenge. It is flying out to right field. Koopa needs to run for it. I couldn't even see it. I couldn't even see it. And by a matter of inches, Hammer Bro and Brown Critter in inning number 9 both bring in 3-run homers as Koopa and Paratroopa just can't grab the ball in time. The Revenge go up by 12. Goomba's taken off the mound. Pitcher number 5 for the Monsters will be Dark Bones. 2 outs still on the board and cleared bases. Mr. Wick, what can you do for us today? Hit out to center field. The game isn't over yet, or the batting isn't over yet for the Revenge. Someone has to be the last batter of the season, and no one wants to be. Green Shy Guy up now. 1 runner on first. That's Mr. Wick. Dark Bones is definitely not a pitcher. And Green Shy Guy takes advantage of that with a slap out to left field. Monty Mole. Monty Mole up. You've been benched for so long. You did a fine job batting, but you are the last batter for the Revenge. In a matter of comedy, in a matter of poetry, Hammer Bro and Brown Critter both come up for big 3-run homers, and still Monty Mole ends up being the last out against the Revenge this season, pending, of course, a gigantic Monsters comeback. It could start with Iwata as he successfully knocks one out to right field for a single. It could be continued by Blue Drybones. Batter number 9 slaps it out to center left. Ollie is able to field it before much more damage is done, but there's still a runner on first, runner on second now with no outs for the Monsters. So, Goomba versus Nehru. What can he do? Well, he can watch strike number 1. Next pitch, slaps it right to green. Shy Guy, double play, not a triple play. Hammerbow is not able to bring it in time. Blue Drybones tags safely back up on to first base. The Monsters return back to the top of their batting order. Second in the batting order. Goomba was the top. Koopa does successfully evade the infield with a slap out to left. It's just a question now of who the last batter for this game will be, as that 12-run deficit looks like it'll be impossible to climb for any team. Paratroopa does load the bases with a shot to left field. Blue Drybones thinks about running for home, but thinks better of it. And we head with loaded bases into the death lineup. Bowser Jr., your first inning was cut short by a triple play off of Bowser Jr. But no, Bowser Jr. reminds everyone that this team isn't that bad at all. It's a grand slam from the returning champion. His team might have some trouble in this last game, but he wants to remind everyone who's they're going to be facing in the playoffs. A poetic grand slam from the youngster brings the Monsters up to 10. Nehru is starting to tire and will be taken off the mound. Green Shy Guy, Any, will try to finish off this season. I'm so sorry, Any. I should not have forgotten your name. 10-18, Darkbone smacks it. That is a good single. No, oh, I thought it might be a double, but no, it's only a single. Monty Mole does scramble in time to get it. Bowser, are you going to end your team's game with a home run of your own? Make this a 6-run game? Make it respectable? Shot out to left field. Bowser Jr. and Bowser both get home runs in the last inning. Both teams have scored 6 off of home runs. The Revenge in inning number 8. The Monsters in inning number 9. We return to a 12-18 game separated by 6. The Monsters and the Revenge. Any pitches to Magic Koopa. The POW block doesn't do enough disruption, actually. If it had hit Magic Koopa, that would have certainly been an out at first, but no. It's just a single. And Iwata, batter number 8, faces down Any. Still 2 outs on the board for these Monsters, but they have a chance to round their batting order? No. Iwata's hit goes to Hammerbow. The 3rd out is secured. And the Revenge also come away with the win. The lowest win total for our teams in Grand Slam Galaxy Season 2 will be 4, as the Revenge and the Scrambled Eggs back-to-back turn up for their last game and both score 18, hilariously enough. Oh my god. So that was so close. The first game was 11-18. The second game was 12-18. Oh, that had a lot of potential to be funny. I still think it's a lot of poetics that Monty Mole is the last batter for the Revenge. But sadly, despite Hammerbow's well-earned MVP for his squad coming out of this one, that will be the last we see of the Revenge this season. The Monsters will have a lot to prove heading into the playoffs. They are the 3rd seed, but after an excellent start to their season, they are going to fall down to an 8-5 record. 2 wins behind second place in the league. The Revenge still will end as our last place team, but they do manage to get themselves up to that 4-10 scoreline, and I would be remiss if I didn't point out that back in season number 1, our elimination teams with 5-9 and 1-11. Now it's 4-10 for both of them. I'd like to say this is an excellent, very competitive league throughout. Very exceptional play from these eliminated teams, the Revenge and the Scrambled Eggs. The Revenge, of course, with Hammerbro and Brown Critter on their team, Diddy Kong on the pitching mound, put up a hell of a fight throughout the season, but just were not able to close out enough games. As a reminder, much like the Scrambled Eggs, the Revenge throughout so much of the start of this season lost by just 1 or 2 runs. They will end by 4-10, but it was close. Despite being eliminated last Playday, it was a very close, very good attempt for them throughout. Any team with Hammerbro and Brown Critter, of course, needs to be respected. But that will be the last we see of them this season. Good luck, of course, to the Monsters in the playoffs. They still will remain our 3 seed no matter what, ending their regular season 8-6 with a run differential of 26. The Revenge end their regular season 4-10 with a run differential of -27. Respect to them, but we haven't seen any shakeups on the scoreboards just yet. This next game has the potential to be a little bit of a shakeup indeed. The Monarchs hold home field advantage over the Infernos and have chosen to take us to Yoshi Park at night for their last game of the regular season. Both these teams are, of course, destined for the playoffs. They currently sit in 5th and 6th. But this game does matter, actually. The Infernos currently sit in 5th in the league. If they win this game, not only do they end their season at a nice record of 500, but they end their season just over the Wilds on run differential and will get the better home field advantage over the Wilds heading into the playoffs. No matter what, we know that it's the Monsters versus the Monarchs, and the winner of that will challenge whoever wins our next game. No matter what, we know it's the Infernos versus the Wilds, but home field advantage is up for grabs. And after the Wilds fell earlier this Playday, the Infernos have the chance to snag it. There's also the honor of ending your season 7-7 at a 500 win-loss record. The Monarchs are currently 5-8. The best they could hope to end is 6-8, which would put them 2 wins over the 2 eliminated teams and could be a little bit of a morale booster heading into the playoffs, even as seed number 6. We'll find out how well they're able to perform versus this Infernos squad. Of course, ever since they picked up Mario, the Infernos have been doing great. They benched Waluigi early in the season too. And with Heathcliff and Otis coming in as players of their own, it's been a very interesting game to watch between them. However, keep in mind, home field bias does fall towards the Monarchs right now. And with Yoshi Park being a little bit of a chaotic stadium, it's anyone's guess as to exactly how that's going to go. But you always have to respect a team with Blue Critter and Blue Pianta on it. Not to mention, Toad and Peach, the classic question has always been stamina. Sorry, Toadsworth and Peach. Classic question for this squad has always been stamina and how long they will remain on the mound. But as long as they are on the mound, they are terrifying foes to face. We'll see how it goes for them. We'll see how the Infernos can wrap up their season as our signature small ball team for the league. As I confirm 100% that we are all good to go. Both teams are looking good. The Infernos versus the Monarchs, with the Infernos home field advantage for them in the playoffs riding on the line. 500 win percentage riding on the line. The Monarchs just want this win for pride. Even if they win, they'll end with an even win-loss record with the Infernos, but can't exactly jump them unless they crush the Infernos. We'll see which way the scales fall today as we head to Yoshi Park at night between these 2 rosters. tantalizingly close. Of course, the Monarchs might not have that much to play with, thanks to some losses from Scrambled Eggs and the Revenge. They were safely locked into the playoffs yesterday. Last Playday, I mean, regardless. But it's been a while for them. The last Monarchs win, actually, the win that, if you look at it, secured their place in the playoffs was, let's double check, Playday number 10. So they're on a 3-loss streak. They would love a morale boost heading into the playoffs. Otis a single followed by Heathcliff's out to right field will be the start for them. The Monarchs force a weak hit out of Dry Bones, actually, that will let them clear the bases with the double play and the inning and head right into the bottom of the first. Uncharacteristic bad contact from Dry Bones. It's not often that you see Pianta running in deeper into the infield to try to pick up a scrambling ball, but that's exactly what they needed to do. Meanwhile, Blue Critter drills one out to center field that with some train timing only means it's a home run. And the Monarchs will step up into the lead early in this game. It's only by 1 run. But after so convincingly shutting down your opponents in the top of the first, and then leading immediately into a big single bomb at the bottom, that's gotta be a morale booster for this team. Narissa will follow, and, well, she wants a home run, but she'll have to aim a little bit better if she really wants it. Okay. But no, Red Noki's under that one. It would be incredible to see a bobble land in the Wiggler train, but that's not in the cards this time. Blue Shy Guy getting on base something as though. A shot straight up center field. Early assisted by the boot. Doesn't mean much, still means a single. Blue Noki drills it out to right field as well, and the train interference means there's plenty of space for them to run. The power block also interferes. That means that Blue Shy Guy is going to be able to run home. And it's a triple for Blue Noki that puts the Monarchs up 2. Lots of train help from this team, though I will admit, credit where it's due, Blue Critter's home run wasn't really train assisted. It did stop Red Noki from being able to be under the ball, but that didn't really matter. It was high enough and fast enough that there was no catching it regardless. So, Big Oral steps up BP, slap out to left field. Is managed to be snagged by Dante before the Piranha Plant can get it. It's still an RBI though. That's good for the Monarchs up 3 to start this game. And they are looking devastatingly effective. Blue Toad comes bounding in to face down Otis. But the magic can't continue for that much longer. Red Noki gets under the pop fly, out in center field, snags it for out number 2. So, Blue Pianta remains on first. Toadette facing down Otis, smacks it, but her hit is simply caught out by Heathcliff at shortstop, and the inning will come to a close on batter number 7 for the Monarchs. They bring in 3 this inning. Very well played for them. A little bit of assistance from a little bit of field interference, but not enough for me to dismiss their success. Strawberry will come up and slap a well-earned single of her own. That's what we expect from the Infernos. We expect small ball plays. And we'll have to see if Red Noki is able to continue that success off of Strawberry, but no. Red Noki, who pays the favor, was simply a slap over the shortstop BP. That will be out number 2. And that will clear the base. Sorry, that will be 2 outs, as BP does successfully manage to throw it to first for the double play. Mario faces down 2 outs, but, well, despite a little bit of a weird bobble from Toadette off the softest hit that I've ever seen, it's a single regardless that sends us over to Captain Dante. Round number 7 for his team, still facing down a relatively fresh Toadsworth who has not felt the pressure on the mound yet. Slider is caught by Dante, but the hit is caught by Blue Critter. And the Infernos haven't found much through the first 2 innings. The Monarchs did start off hot. We'll see if they're able to continue that. Heading into the bottom of the second, Toadsworth now up, and just Toadstool behind him. I've always wondered if that bat is regulation, but I mean, I don't think it's cord or anything. Maybe not. I didn't check if the mushroom was hollow. But I think if he hits it with the mushroom, kind of deserves the hit. Still though, Toadsworth's hit does end up in Heathcliff's glove at shortstop for out number 1. Peach's hit does touch down safely. Almost caught by a PD Piranha to see if he can secure an extra base for the princess, but no, it's just a single for her. Blue Critter riding high off an early home run. We'll see if he's able to repeat that success here in the second. Notable that the Monarchs, oh my god, is an almost identical hit. No one can make it there in time at all. No, not at all. Blue Critter is 2 for 2 in big home runs, and the Monarchs, thanks to Peach getting on base, score 2 and go up by 5 in the second inning. The Infernos are battling for home field advantage in the playoffs here, but I don't think they might realize it. The Monarchs would love to end their season with a win and enter the playoffs fired up. Their series against the Monsters will be a harrowing one for any team. We'll have to see if they're able to pull through. Blue Shy Guy isn't able to pull through. He's out number 3. So, despite the big home run for Blue Critter, the next 2 batters for the Monarchs, that being Blue Shy Guy and of course Narissa, aren't able to follow up. Out number 2 and out number 3 secured, and we're heading back to the Infernos lineup. Buddy, the red Shy Guy, pulling through for his team on that second base position, and his team pulls through for him. The Fireball saves him from an early grave, and batter number 8 successfully touches up on first. Batter number 9, Boo, slaps it out to center left field. That'll be a runner on first, runner on second for the Infernos as they head back to the top of their batting order. Otis has done a marvelous job being a starting pitcher for her team late in this season. Starting batter, she's also been pretty good, better than Heathcliff at least. We'll see what she's able to do facing down Toadsworth. She is, oh no, caught out by third baseman. Narissa snags that one and catches Buddy out on second with a quick play. So that's a double play for 2 outs. Heathcliff can still look forward to Boo on first, but can he even get on base? No. It's a grounder to BP. And the Infernos will stay down by 5, heading into the bottom of the third. The Monarchs, of course, still with game to play. They're up by 5, which is a pretty secure lead, but not a demanding one. Any additional runs, of course, will push that further and further towards that threshold. Blue Noki is able to find it. She's just going to ground out to shortstop. BP wants a big hit, but isn't able to replicate Blue Critter's power. And the timing of the train is not there. A bobble! A bobble from Red Noki! BP gets a triple off that. Maybe a little bit afraid because of the train. And that's a huge triple. Toad's ball will successfully touch down in center field for a single. We're heading into Toadsworth, Toadstool, Toadette, Toadsworth, Toadstool. She just needs to avoid a double play to try to bring BP in home, and that hit looks good enough to me. Not only good enough, with a little bit of interference, there's not any hope of it. No, runners excel to the corners. Toadette gets a RBI, and the Monarchs are up by 6. Hi-ho, Toadsworth. You've got runners on the corners. There's only 1 out against your team. Can Toadsworth bring another runner in? Yes, he can. A shot straight up the middle brings in Blue Toad and the Monarchs after a 3-game losing streak. Remind the Infernos that they are still in this league to play. They're up by 7 now, and it forces the Infernos to fall back to Mario to pitch here in the bottom of the 3rd. Of course, pitcher's blessing does strike. Pitching against Princess Toadstool doesn't hurt either. Peach hits it right over to Buddy on second base position. He not only snags it, but turns it over to Heathcliff for the double play to end the inning. But still, the Monarchs stand defiantly up by 7. Blue Critter, as a reminder, has hit 2 bombs straight up the center line for his team already, and he'll be starting off the batting next inning. Drybones, meanwhile, for the Infernos, can't safely touch down on the grass. He just hits a, well, not exactly a fly, but a ball out to left field that Blue Toad manages to snag. Strawberry has a little bit more luck. Shot out to left field, hits the ground a little bit earlier, and successfully nets them a single. So it's Red Noki now, sliding from Toadsworth, not swinging on that one. Batter number 5 versus the starting pitcher. And any game for the Monarchs where Toadsworth lasts this deep into the set, you know that's a good one. They still have an incredible pitcher waiting in the wings. Peach is sitting there ready to play. Batters successfully advance though. Mario hits a single and loads the bases for the Infernos. This is the play they want. Captain Dante, you're up against a struggling Toadsworth, tight on the mound. Can you start bringing runners home? The Infernos are can-do explosive innings if their small ball comes to play, but no! Blue Critter dives for Dante's ball. The second out is secured. He takes a few steps to secure out number 3, and another good position for the Infernos. Just batted away from them. They're going to go scoreless through 4, and it'll be Mario's time to try to shut down a defiant Blue Critter. He'll do just that, though. And that's a good sign for this Inferno's defense. Out number 1. Heading over to Nerissa. Fireball from Mario. She'll swing, though, but only be caught out by Drybones. That was a foul regardless, but still heads up play from the, well, if he gets hit, headless skeleton, I suppose. Secures out number 2. Alright, Blue Shy Guy. Your first 2 batters didn't have much luck. Your team has still scored every inning so far. And Blue Shy Guy wants to keep that track going. Head out to left field for a single. Blue Noki has had a pretty good track record so far this game, actually, so we'll see whether or not they're able to actually advance Blue Shy Guy and put some more heat on the Inferno's defense. Mario, though, has been doing a great job as a pitcher. But since he got subbed in, his inside pitch against Blue Noki smacked out to center field. Red Noki catches Blue Noki's hit. And finally, the Monarchs offense quiets down in the bottom of the 4th. The Infernos still need to make up 7 runs in 5 innings, but their defense has at least found their stride. Can Buddy be the offense's starting 2? Well, not quite. His hit will ground out to Nerissa at the 3rd base position. It's not a great start, and Toadsworth will take his 1 out, though, and finally sub out. Captain Peach comes in, and she is the most dangerous pitcher in this league. Curveballs, fastballs, domination can be expected from the Princess. As Boo isn't able to find much success, his slap ends up safely in Blue Critter's glove for out number 2. Otis does try something, but she's just a little bit late, smacking that one foul. Can she get a little bit better luck on pitch number 2? No. She has the eye to see it's a ball, though, unlike some Mariners players. And her final swing will simply be a ground out to Blue Critter. That secures out number 3, and with Princess Peach on the mound, the Inferno's offense is going to be in dire straits. Brighter side for them, though, the Monarchs offense has begun to stall. If you want to really be a trend, though, Mario needs to continue with this inning. 1 donut isn't worth much. Can they get a second? Well, they secure the out on Blue Pianta. Big Oil's shot. It's just a pop fly out of center field. Blue Toad has been caught out by the center fielder already this game. Can he avoid that fate this at-bat? Smacks it. It'll fall safely into right field. Strawberry fields it and secures, well, no more damage, but a single is still a problem enough. Toadette faces down Mario. Her smack though, Buddy misses the play. Strawberry almost lets it escape her, but no. The Infernos have a little bit of a struggle, a little bit sloppy on that play, especially looking for Buddy to try to snag that one. But now, the Monarchs have runners on first and second. They still have one out against them though, so if Mario can force a weak hit from Toadsworth, he's not going to. Toadsworth's ball is great contact, but it's a pop fly out to center field that Red Noki gets scared of because of the bananas. Loaded bases for the Monarchs as Princess Toadstool comes up. Blue Critter's up next, which is terrifying. Mario needs to force some kind of double play to happen here. Peach does have weaker hits, but she's not going to fall for it this time. Her shot out to center field is caught by Blue Noki. Still though, it's only one out, not a double play. Blue Critter has a chance to extend the Monarchs' lead here. Big shot up center field though. This is going to be a pop fly. This is going to be an out. The POW block doesn't land in time. Red Noki keeps her cool. Brings it over to Dante. And despite the danger, the Infernos do manage to close that one out and stop the Monarchs' offense yet again. But they're still in the hole. They're still down by 7 runs. And Peach is a hard pitcher to break through. When time is of the essence especially, you gotta worry about where these Infernos will try to play. Heathcliff afforded 3 balls though, so he's got a little bit of play left to go. Peach realizes it, tries something right down the middle. Heathcliff is able to smack it. But no! Noki and Blue Critter, despite Blue Critter being knocked out by a green shell, he recovers just in time to rocket it back to first and secure the out. Beautiful defensive play by the Monarchs. So, still 0-7 for the Infernos. Peach is teasing. This Infernos lineup, plenty of wide pitches. The Drybone sees through it and secures a hit. That's a single for the Infernos. And it's up to Strawberry to try to continue it, which they want to do with a bunt. The Fireball isn't able to catch out Toadsworth. The Pianta bunt is something that I can only hope that the Inferno's coaching staff didn't see. Drybones does advance to second though, so there is some compensation. Compensation that may go to waste if Red Noki is not able to get on base, and she is up in a dangerous position to try to do it. 2 strikes against her with that foul. Love ball from Peach to try to seal the deal. Smacked by Red Noki, but Toadsworth just slides far enough to grab it. Wiles on back to first to secure the 3rd out. And the Infernos shut out through 6 so far, with Peach locking down this squadron so well. So, the Infernos might be looking in a dangerous spot. They do need this win for home field advantage in their playoffs. And it looks like they might not get a bit of a win at all. They remain down 7 as Blue Shy Guy knocks a good single. Him and Narissa both getting on base. Blue Nogi is up next, and if she can get on base, well, Blue Pianta and Blue Toad are hard to clean up. No, they're the hitters you bring in for guaranteed singles. Blue Noki's shot is fielded by Heathcliff, but he's not able to fire it off to second in time for a double play. No. He has to settle for 1 out. And a runner on second and third for Big Oil and Blue Toad. Not only is it a slap hit from Blue Pianta to star hit, but Strawberry's there to snag it safely. You hesitate to call it a sac fly. It was exactly a fly ball, but still. Heads up from Narissa on third base to run in and secure the 8th run for the Monarchs. Blue Toad has a chance to theoretically bring in run number 9. Not a strong enough hit to do that. No, he does successfully manage to get to first base. Quick legs will do that for you. 2 outs now. Runners on the corners. Toadette shot to center field will do more than get a single. It'll bring in the blue Shy Guy. And the Monarchs have run the score up to an 0-9. Great position for them as the Infernos continue to struggle. Toadsworth, though, will sign the end of the inning for his team. The Infernos sit down by 9 runs with 3 innings left to go. And it looks like the goal for them might just be to not get shut out heading into the playoffs. Peach versus Mario. I mean, any and all hits are important here just to tire the hitter. Mario's Boo, though, not good enough to get him onto first base safely. Big Oil manages to snag that one up, keep a firm grip on it, and secure out number 1. Captain Dante here. Maybe a little bit of a rally for his team, but no. It's a quick shot, but it's not high enough. It'll simply fall right into Toadette's loving arms in center field. And Buddy is out number 3. 3 up, 3 down as his attempt at the third baseline is caught out by Narissa. Excellent reflexes on her. And, well, the Infernos have gone quiet through 7. The Monarchs are about to return back to the top of their batting order. Princess Peach faces down a tired Mario on the mound. He's had a rough go at it this game. What can he do? Well, he can pitch a curveball. Princess Peach can swing on it, and she can secure a single. Excellent play from her. So, with a runner on first, Blue Critter has knocked away 2 big home runs for his team so far for a total of 3 runs. Not going to find another run. No, he will, though, successfully barely evade Blue Noki. She throws it in quick enough, though, to avoid much damage. It's a single for him, but still, with a run on first, run on second, the Inferno's star pitcher's taken off the mound, and Boo is brought in from first base to try to get this game back in order. Run on first, run on second. Boo facing down Narissa. Her attempt goes foul. She's got a little bit less luck on this team's offense, but she's good for that one. A great shot to left field for a single. And the discipline for Peach, she doesn't step off the mound as Heathcliff rockets it back in. Still, loaded bases, no outs for the Monarchs. They're up by 9. And Blue Shy Guy, what can he do? He can smack it safely into the outfield. The POW block can disrupt Strawberry. None of the fielders will take a chance on it. None of the runners will take a chance on it, but still, that brings in run number 10. Peach comes in for her team. Blue Noki's weak hit leads to a double play, but Blue Critter still manages to tag up safely. And the Monarchs currently sit at 11 runs over the Infernos. Big Oil has a runner in scoring position if he's able to secure a clean hit, and he is. Narissa tags up on home, and the Monarchs go up by 12. Boo needs to try to get this game back in order, but it doesn't look like anyone on the Inferno's roster is able to do so. Get your head in the game, keep it cool, and try to find your way past Blue Toad. It's a very consistent hitter at the bat right now. Still, though, Toad's shot will rain foul on strike number 2. Inside pitch from Boo. Landed by Blue Toad. And, well, it's too good. It's a single. Runners on first, runner on second, and Boo is also starting to feel the heat as pitcher number 3 for this Inferno squad. He's got a little bit less pressure on him, though, as Toadette comes up, quickly gets out. And the Monarchs sit up by a commanding 12 runs. They missed out in the 4th and the 5th, but every other inning they've scored at least 2. And with only 2 opportunities left to do it, the Infernos would need to do more than go well. They would need to put up monstrous numbers against the best pitcher in the league late in the game. Boo is able to do it. His pop goes right over to Blue Pianta for out number 1. Return to the top of the batting order for the Infernos, of course. Otis doesn't find much luck either. Blue Pianta doesn't snag her for the out. He simply fields it for out number 2. Heathcliff, 3 up, 3 out, is on the docket for the Infernos, and he's not able to avoid it. Blue Critter fields the grounder, and the Infernos are looking at a possible shutout. For the record, for everybody, we have had 1 shutout, 2 shutouts so far. 1 against the Monarchs, 1 against the Wilds, both of those by their own eggs, by the way. And that is it. The Ron Eggs are responsible for the only 2 shutouts this season against the Monarchs and against sorry, what was the other team I said? Regardless, oh no, Blue Critter does actually manage to get on base, sneaking on with a little bit of banana assistance. Sorry, yes, the Wilds and the Monarchs were the 2 shutouts in the regular season. We did have a shutout in the preseason, also against the Wilds, funnily enough. But the Monarchs, after facing a shutout early this season, their defense might go cold in the 8th, but they are set to shut out the Infernos heading out of the regular season, put up a big 0-12 scoreline. Drybone smacks it. So, it's pride on the line at this point. One runner gets on. Strawberry, again, looking to bunt against Peach. Peach is happy to take that one. And the bunt is too solid and ends up landing in Narissa's grip before it touches the ground, forcing Drybone to run back to first base. 1 out now against the Infernos. The bunt doesn't even advance the runner. Red Noki faces an inside pitch from Peach. 2 strikes against her. Outside pitch from Peach. Caught by Red Noki. She's on first. Drybone's on second. Mario is up. Can the starred player from the Infernos bring in 1 run and stop the shutout? Peach wants it. You know Peach wants it. Smack by Mario does evade the infield. A pow block is less than opportune, and the double play comes in. The force out on second, the tag out on third, and the Monarchs, in hilarious fashion, the Infernos stun their own runners with the pow blocks, get a double play that sends them home, and the shutout is complete. 0-12 against the Infernos to end their season. They're not able to snag away home field advantage in the playoffs. They're only able to snag away the honor of the 3rd shutout of the regular season. The Monarchs snap their 3-game losing streak. Blue Critter with a well-earned MVP off some early home run potential. And a reminder that all the teams in the playoffs remain a threat. The Monarchs might be the bottom qualifying team. Actually, let me double check something. Yes, they will remain the bottom qualifying team despite the win over the Infernos. It's still a scary enough team to face. When Blue Critter shows up at the top of the order, if you're not able to break through Toadsworth and Peach being easily the scariest pitcher in this league, well played by them. And a reminder to the Monsters, after they were knocked around by the Revenge on Daisy's Cruiser, not to underestimate any other teams in this league, including the team they'll be facing in the quarterfinals, these Monarchs. Well played from them. We'll see what they're able to do in their series versus the Monarchs heading into those quarterfinals next Tuesday. For now, though, the Infernos will have to lick their wounds. A little bit of relief maybe from them. Thankfully, they qualified last Playday thanks to some stumbling from the other teams. So this wasn't an elimination game for them. It was just for a little bit of extra seeding. They will remain in that 5th seed with that 0-12 loss and end their season, much like the Monarchs, 6-8. The Monarchs do manage to jump up to a -31 run differential from -43. The Infernos will drop with that 12 run to a -25 run differential. So only 6 above the Monarchs, actually. That's relatively close. A little bit closer than they might have been hoping for. A little bit closer than anyone was hoping for. And a reminder, actually, that if the Monarchs had managed to make this an 0-15 game, they could have snagged away that 5th seed and faced the Wilds in the quarterfinals. Regardless, there will be no movement for teams from 3rd through 8th. The Monsters will remain in 3rd after this Playday. The Wilds will remain in 4th. The Infernos will remain in 5th. The Monarchs will remain in 6th. Scrambled Eggs and Revenge, 7th and 8th respectively. Will there be movement? That all comes down to our last game and the last honors. Our season will be closed out by the top 2 teams in the league as the Flowers and the Rotten Eggs face off on Mario Stadium at night. These teams last faced each other all the way back in Playday number 5. The Flowers, with home field advantage, chose to take the Rotten Eggs to Luigi's Mansion and dealt the Rotten Eggs their first loss of the season. The Rotten Eggs were their second loss of the season. I forgot that the Rotten Eggs... Wait? Am I? Yes. For some reason, I thought it was Playday number 4. I don't know why. It was Playday number 5. The Rotten Eggs' first loss of the season was Playday number 4. Regardless, the Flowers, 10-17 victory over the Rotten Eggs when they had home field advantage, choosing to go to Luigi's Mansion. A little bit of a parallel here, as the teams will head to Mario Stadium to end out our season. The Flowers have shown themselves as a terrifying team to beat. After falling in the not worst defeat of the season, but allowing the Monsters to score the most runs in any single game this season, that 22-9 loss in Playday number 1, the Flowers went on an absolute tear, winning through the next 6 Playdays to end the first half of the season 6-1. And despite falling the next 2 games, they managed to pick it straight back up again. 4 wins in a row for them. And they're looking to head into the playoffs on a 5-game winning streak, which would earn them top credit in the league. The Rotten Eggs, meanwhile, after falling relatively convincingly to the Wilds in Playday number 13, their last hope at maintaining that top spot of the field, the spot that they've held twice this season, will be a victory over the Flowers. It will not just have to be a victory, it will have to be a victory of at least three runs, as if they win by 2. No, sorry. I forgot they went tied record. Both teams are 10-3, so the winner of this will stand alone with 11 wins over the rest of the field. The Flowers, with easily one of the best pitching rotations in the league, Luigi to Daisy, has been sturdy throughout so many of their games. And an incredible offense. Critter and K-Rool both sit on this team in the 4th and 5th slots. They usually set up pretty well by Daisy, Luigi to Luigi. So a great synergy of offense and defense for this team, which they will try to bring forward into earning number 1 on the scoreboard in the regular season. The Rotten Eggs used to be the triple captain team, but traded him away for Firebro. Now Birdo and Wario will be leading this villainous team to try to be the true antagonist heading into the playoffs. These teams can't possibly see each other again unless both of them make it to the finals, which, considering the statements made by the lower seed teams earlier today, well, is a challenge for anybody. Both of them will at least get a bye. Both of them will start in the semifinals. The Flowers will play against the winners of the, The Flowers will play against the winners of the Monsters and the Monarchs, and the, I'm losing myself. Whoever loses this game will face the winner of the Monsters and the Monarchs. Whoever wins this game will face the winner of the Wilds and the Infernos in the semifinals. I basically set the standings. The Flowers are a terrifying synergy of offense and defense. The Ron Eggs were the team that started off the season 3-0. And after picking up a terrifying hitter in Firebow, you gotta give props not only to their offense with Salamander and Firebow, but also with their solid pitching rotation of Thermite and Birdo and Wario as the captain tier pitchers. We'll see whose synergy lands forward for these teams and which roster crowns themselves the regular season champion, at least, for Grand Slam Galaxy Season 2. The Flowers continuing their meteoric rise and claiming their rightful spot atop the lead, or the Rotten Eggs staying atop the scoreboard for the entire season, staying there all the way until the bitter end, and securing their first place slot. It'll all come down to this. As I double check to make sure that we're all good, and I believe we are. The Flowers versus the Rotten Eggs. Head over to Mario Stadium as we come to the end of your Grand Slam Galaxy Season 2 regular season. Daisy versus Thermite starts us off here as we head to Mario Stadium. The sun has set, but not on this season quite yet. Daisy starting off her team strong with a solid shot out to center right field for a double. Well-earned shot from her. Luigi, though, long has the title of Mr. Consistency fallen off this man. But again, one of the best pitchers in the league at this point, by all rights. Facing down Thermite, though, his bat will simply fall right into Birdo. Daisy was safe regardless, but the bananas stunning the fielders can't be much of a help to their morale. Luigi takes to the field and knocks a great hit out to center field. The Boo assistants will make sure that Daisy has the ability not just to tag up safely on third, but run home. And the Flowers smell blood in the water early. A quick run off their first 3 batters despite Luigi getting tagged out. And that's a great fiery start for the Flowers in this championship game. Critter comes up next. Bit of a weak hit from him will result in a double play. So the Flowers do get cleaned up and only get 1 to start off this game. Still though, we'll see if the Ron Eggs are able to respond in kind. Why, Pete starts off the batting for the Ron Eggs. Luigi, of course, that excellent star pitcher, taking the mound to begin this game. What, Pete? Does slap it out to center field. So that's a single for the Pianta. Well earned on their spot as Salamander will come up next. A little bit of a struggle for Salamander recently in batting. No star power, of course, to make that difficult on any Critter. But good contact is too good. No, it's not too good. Baby Daisy is not able to get under that ball in time by a matter of inches. And the Ron Eggs fire back, putting a runner on first, a runner on second. Can Thermite keep up the heat? He'll try to. Luigi pitching a curveball down the middle, strike number 1. Next, trying something on the inside maybe. Thermite watches it fly again, strike number 2. Outside pitch. Doesn't scrape the plate, that's a ball. Good discipline from Thermite. Most batters would have swung on that. No, Thermite waits for pitch number 3 and nails it to load the bases with no outs. The Ron Eggs starting this game off well. Firebro, the starred batter. Someone has to shoot out the first home run of this game. We know it's going to come. It was going to be either Firebro or K. Rool, and it's not Firebro. The weak hit Daisy, though, misses the throw to Critter on second base, a little bit too eager on it. And not only is the double play denied, but the runner tags in safely on home base. No outs yet, and loaded bases remain for the Ron Eggs. Yellow Toad can't keep the magic going. The hit out to right field is a pop that is safely caught by the Flowers right fielder of Red Yoshi. Captain Birdo, though, smells blood in the water. I think it's her blood. Good nose, but not good eyes. She knocks it over to Critter, who brings his team's defense back up, secures the double play after catching Birdo's hit, and it's a tied 1-1 game. Well, the Ron Eggs weren't able to capitalize off their loaded bases with their starred batter Firebro. Can K-Rool come in for the Flowers and be the first one to score a home run? No, he slaps it, and he'll settle for a single. If he gets it, he does. A little slow, but not that slow. As I realize that I did not wash out my blender, and now it's got all that smoothie residue that's going to be really annoying to get off of it. Regardless, hit from Baby Luigi. Well, it's just a ground out. It'll advance K-Rool to second base, but ground out is a ground out. Red Yoshi faces down Thermite. We've seen surprisingly consistent batting from Red Yoshi so far this season. Can he close it out? Birdo doesn't get the suction ball there. That is probably the tightest I've seen. She went for it, but just wasn't able to get it with something caught in her throat. Regardless, maybe payback for the easy run for the Ron Eggs last inning, as Red Yoshi notches a single and manages to put runners on the corners. The daisy chain begins. K-Rool is in scoring position, but Baby Daisy strikes out against Thermite. Second chain in the daisy chain, JC. We'll see what she's able to do. Runners remain on the corners, and there's only 2 outs, so a single would be good enough. She's not able to get it, though. Her hit goes right over to Birdo at shortstop, who pulls it in and keeps the Flowers to 1 in the second. Now the Ron Eggs. That was Shy Guy versus Luigi. Shy Guys aren't the most consistent batters, but when they hit it straight. And that's a single for Yellow Shy Guy to start off this inning. Wario was a little bit more troublesome. Maybe not one of the worst captain tier batters, but easily the most inconsistent in his performance, whether it's good or bad. Still though, a solid shot from him and from Yellow Shy Guy does mean that there's a run on first, run on second for the Ron Eggs. Statler will step up with 2 friends on base. We'll see what he's able to do. Slap straight up the middle. Bananas aren't able to catch up Baby Daisy, but yet again, the Ron Eggs sit with loaded bases and no outs. Returning to the top of their batting order means YP has a chance. But the Pianta, who's so good at slapping, looks like they might want to go for a charge hit. No! Fastball down the middle, caught by a slap, and it's a double play. Critter is not able to knock it off in time to first for the triple. Still though, that puts the Ron Eggs in a much more tenuous position. Is it a paper tiger for them? Salamander will try not to be the victim and will succeed in doing so. Slap out to center field. Baby Luigi and Baby Daisy avoid any interference from the shell, but it's still the runner coming in from third. And the Ron Eggs go up by 1 in this game. 1-2 in the scoreline now for them. Thermite, bat number 3 in the order, facing down Luigi. If he gets on base, Firebro's up next, and that would be at least 2 runners on, unless Thermite drills in 2 runs in. It's a slap straight up the middle. It's loaded bases again for Firebro. He wasn't able to pull it off in the first inning. Loaded bases, 2 outs now for the Ron Eggs. One of these teams is going to be heartbroken. Still, the Ron Eggs are the team with a 1-run lead, so they wouldn't mind disaster here. Firebro with 2 strikes, swings it, but isn't able to get good enough contact to send it out of the stadium. No, the Ron Eggs stuck to 1 run for the inning. They have grabbed the lead. They've loaded the bases twice. But it's not good enough for any sort of safety, as they are still only up by 1. The Flowers. Well, Daisy wants to repeat her first at-bat, as she secures another double with a hit to the outfield. And Luigi comes up. If this rhymes with the first inning, that's good news for the Flowers, as they will tie the game. Luigi, though, realizes that he needs a little bit more power behind his bat and might be looking for a charge hit. Star pitch from Thermite, star hit from Luigi. The tornado ball stuns Birdo and allows Luigi and Daisy on the corners with no outs. That was very funny though. Luigi Cyclone hitting Birdo on the way out. Bomb hitting her on the way back. And Luigi single brings in Daisy to tie up this game 2-2. Still no outs on the board. And Critter and K-Rool are up next. This is a terrifying duo to try to shut down. Critter feeling a little bit of heat after his last attempt. It's a big pop. Will it be a sac fly? No, Yellow Toad actually there perfectly to grab the ball from Statler after he's knocked over by the power block. So it's only 1 out. But K-Rool knocks it, and finally, a home run hitter delivers. K-Rool swings. The ball goes straight out of right field on a rocket. And the Flowers jump up to the first multi-run lead. They now lead 5-2. That'll chase Thermite off the mound. He's taken off, and Wario is brought in from third base. It's good news for the Monarchs. They want Wario as a second pitcher, and they want Birdo to come in last so that she stays in that shortstop position for as long as possible. Though admittedly, her suction ball hasn't come in yet this game. We'll see if it comes in later. Firebro does catch out Baby Luigi's grounder. That's out number 2, and Red Yoshi will come up. Not able to escape the infield. Firebro snags it for out number 3. So, the Monarchs do let up 4 in the top of the third. Daisy comes in off some good early offense, and K-Rool slams it for a big 3-run homer. It'll be up for the Monarchs back end to try to come back from this, as their star hitter, Firebro, was the last out of the previous inning. Or at least brought in the last out of the previous inning. Yellow Toad does live up to the task. That's a single for him. Captain Birdo faces down Luigi. Charge shot, straight up center field, but Critter snags it. Excellent defense from Critter on shortstop. He's not able to stop Yellow Toad from safely tagging up to second, but he does throw out Birdo at first. So, it advances the runner, but it's still 1 out now against the Monarchs. Yellow Shy Guy is not able to do much better. Does the power block save Yellow Toad? No. Baby Luigi is able to recover the ball that went flying because of the power block. It's not 3 up, 3 out, but it is 3 batters, 3 outs, as the Bows will remain down by 3 heading into the 4th. Daisy Chain starts, and Daisy Chain doesn't start off great. I feel like that bomb was very personal against Wario, as they had no chance of interfering with Fireball fielding the ball. It only interfered with Wario on the mound. Regardless, trick ball from Wario against JC. She swings at the right ball, but again, Fireball is there to field it. He's responsible now for 2 outs. Can Daisy keep up her streak of excellent doubles? No. She's brought in by Birdo, and it is 3 up, 3 out. The Daisy Chain falls silent. The Monarchs will try to bounce back. They're in batter number 8 of their rotation. Warrior's not a terrible place to start for them. If he doesn't do a big pop fly that leads to an out, and that's a big pop. Maybe Daisy isn't running for it, so I guess it's staying in. No, she just doesn't run for it. She's not there in time, and Wario fakes out the defense. They don't think that ball is out of there, but maybe a gust of wind, maybe a little bit of too much relaxation in their lead. It's a single shot homer for Wario to make this a 2-run game. So, Statler will try to bring his team further into this game. Line drive to right field, caught out by Red Yoshi. No luck for him. The Ron Eggs return back to the top of their batting order with one out against them. YP up first. That's another good smack for the Pianta and another good single. Salamander will be up next. He's in a little bit of a tricky spot. We'll see how well he's able to perform versus Luigi, who's still doing admirable, holding ground just fine in this game. Line drive from Salamander out to center left field. That'll be good for at least a single. Baby Luigi. Oh, wait. YP able to safely tag up on third, just barely. The babies with great field awareness to make it close, but it's not enough. Instead, it's enough to tire out Luigi. Runners on the corners and one out for Thermite. Baby Daisy snags out his hit, so it will remain runners on the corners. And we've had one big 3-run homer from one threat this game. Can Firebro come up for his team on attempt number 3? No! Another weak hit, fielded by Critter. That'll just result in another out. The Bows are staying consistent, putting up another single run, but they will remain down by 2. And the Flowers are in position to do a lot more damage this inning. Luigi, will see what he can do. Charge hits are better for him, but he'll face 2 strikes now and probably go for a slap on this slider. Yep, it's a soft pop fly. Yellow Toaded Statler, snag it. Foul number 1. Louise will face down Wario. Trick Ball. Well, maybe he just didn't like that one. Watches the strike come in slowly for number 1. Slider, though, he catches that one, names it perfectly. Out to center right. That's a good single. And that's terrible news for the Ron Eggs because Critter and K-Rool are both capable of big home runs if allowed. Critter will attempt to be the first. Trick Ball from Wario. Not seen through. Strike number 1. But the slow one down the middle, that Critter doesn't even swing on is strike number 2. Now with 2 strikes, still feeling good enough. It's a big shot out to left field. The Boo almost interferes. You would think Luigi might run for that, but no. Keeps his cool and stays on second because he knows K-Rool is up next. And this batter can always bring in a big 3-run homer. Yellow Shy Eye will need to sprint for it, but I'm pretty sure it's too high. It is. 2 3-run homers back-to-back for K-Rool, and the Flowers are pulling away with this game, rocketing up to an 8-3 scoreline now, off 2 gigantic home runs from King K-Rool. This is the measure that will make this team so hard to beat in the postseason for anyone. The Ron Eggs might not be out of this game, but, well, it's certainly not looking good for them. Baby Luigi, of course, smacks away a single to successfully tag up on base. Red Yoshi manages to evade Firebro. Baby Luigi feels confident, though, and a base running error might get him caught out. Yes, it will. Baby Luigi gets a little bit greedy, gets a little bit confused, gets a little bit stuck, and is caught out running for third. That's 2 outs now for the Flowers. And despite the Boo attempt, Berto reels it in and secures the 3rd out against Baby Daisy. So, the 3-run homer from K-Rool will be the only thing that strikes home plate for the Flowers this inning. But still, up by 5. That's a dangerous spot for the Ron Eggs to be in. They're doing better than a lot of teams. Luigi might be coming out early, especially off a Yellow Toad single to start off the bottom of the 5th. We'll see whether he feels brave. He does. He wants to face down Berto. Outside on the pitcher's mound, Luigi pitches 1 strike. Slider, not phasing Berto. She hits it straight up the first baseline. Shell interference. Berto won't try to take advantage of it. Yellow Toad almost runs for home, but decides to safely stay at 3rd. Runners on the corners, no outs. The Ron Eggs have been in this position already this game. They've spoiled it, but Yellow Shy Guy knows to deliver and successfully bats it straight up center field for a good single and on an RBI. That's the start of the Ron Eggs inning. They don't have any outs against them either yet as Wario, who's hit a home run this inning, steps up to the plate. That'll be the signal for Daisy to come in. She's not the same pitcher that Peaches, but she's still a very, very good fastball pitcher. Normally brought in a little bit later for these flowers, but, well, her start is hot. As Wario's attempt as a line drive gets caught out by Luigi and turned over for the double play. That actually caught out both captain tier pitchers, Wario and Birdo caught out. And Statler on the next attempt simply knocked out by Yoshi. So again, the Monarchs put up 1, but they're down by 4. And, well, the Flowers are just returning back to that oh so dangerous start of their lineup. The Monarchs need to find some sort of answer. An out on JC is good, but it's not the problem. Daisy, meanwhile, dangerous hitter so far. Might go for another one. She faces down Wario. Full star power just means a star pitch for Wario. Daisy sees through it though, and good contact is not able to escape Statler. He gets under it for out number 2. Luigi now, facing down Wario. 2 outs against his team. Needs to try to find his way through this one and get someone on base. Avoiding the 3 up, 3 out would be great for the Flowers here, but they're still up by a grand slam. They're not going to avoid it. JC to Daisy to Luigi. All 3 of them swing, all 3 of them hit. All 3 of them are out. Then again, next inning will be the terrifying test for the Monarchs defense. They need to start putting points up on the board, as they're down by 4, and K-Will will see home plate next inning no matter what. We'll see if he sees it twice. YP continues with their consistent swing, though, and that's a single to start off this bottom of the 6th for the Monarchs. Salamander knocks it high and deep. Baby Daisy and Baby Luigi are there in time, though, to field it. So the attempt at a home run, honorable, but not good enough. Now, Thermite, 1 out against his team. YP on first base. Shot out to right field will simply be caught out by Red Yoshi. YP remains safe on first, but, well, what are you going to do? 2 outs now. YP and Firebro. Firebro has been pretty quiet. He got on base on his first attempt, but, oh, a star hit from Daisy with no item support. And that is the death knell for the Monarchs this inning. Critter simply slides under it for an easy catch. And the Monarchs go quiet. They will remain down by 4, and they need to find their way past K-Rool. Lou-E-Z to start this one off. Could it be another 3-run homer for K-Rool? Well, if Lou-E-Z gets on base, it might all be guaranteed. Catches the slider, but just with the inside of his bat, so he will ground out. As Firebro picks up that one. Critter will face down Wario now. Wants a big hit with a deep charge. Not faked out by the fake ball this time, but still just doesn't swing on it. Inside pitch feels a lot more comfortable, and it's a deep hit. Statler and Yellow Toad are there, though. They do successfully snag the home run attempt, so both critters try home run attempts down center field. Both of them are denied. But K-Rool is still here. It might not be a 3-run homer, but can he still put up a single-run bomb to put the Flowers back up by 5? Wario wants to say no with a trick pitch. That does trick out K-Rool. Outside is a little bit safer, but no, K-Rool slams that attempt. It's another home run, the 3rd one for K-Rool on 4 attempts, and the Flowers do return to their 5-run lead. Despite a close effort early in the game, K-Rool might just be too much of a batter for anyone to overcome. And the Flowers currently stand 9-4 and look to stand head and shoulders above this league. Wario is chased off the mound, and that'll be Birdo being brought in. Her suction ball at shortstop can be so key, though it hasn't really come up this game. So maybe it's not that bad of a defensive loss, or maybe this is when the Flowers will start aiming for some low balls to left field. Baby Luigi does successfully reach first base on 2 outs. Red Yoshi will look to keep up the momentum, but it's a ground out to Firebro, and that will end the inning. The Monarchs have been kept very low scoring. It's a 5-run deficit. It's doable. But you know that K-Rool is going to come up again. You haven't had an answer for him so far. And now you're facing one of the best pitchers in the league for lack of chemistry teams. And the Ron Eggs are, I think, the team in this league with the most breaks in chemistry in their lineup. Birdo at least has some chemistry, so she'll have some backup in the event of a Daisy star pitch. Curveball number 1 isn't much, but it is a star pitch on number 2. A boo will not be good enough to stop a catch here. So Birdo will be caught out by Critter, and that's out number 1. Yellow Shy Guy also has some chemistry in the event of disaster, but if he gets out, Wario will not. Which could mean that, again, Daisy star pitchers could come in so huge here. Red Yoshi snags. Yellow Shy Guys hit out to right field for out number 2. No chemistry is there for Wario. Statler is there. It is a star pitch from Daisy. Does Wario swing? No. He doesn't feel safe on it. No, waits for pitch number 2 to charge up. It's a deep hit. Bananas are there. This has been known to mess with runners before. And it's a ground rule double. Which is bad for the Ron Eggs, because if it stayed in, Yellow Toad would have scored, and that would have been at least a Birdo triple. Or sorry, Wario triple. But with him stuck at a double, Statler swings. His ball does successfully reach right field and bring in Yellow Toad for 1. But now they're back to a no-chem batter. YP will be facing down Daisy, and Daisy throws that flower pitch with no chemistry, no items up. That could very easily shut down the Ron Eggs. YP watches pitch number 1. It's not a flower pitch, but it is soft and it is high, and it is out. Baby Daisy snags it without any need for star power. The Ron Eggs again put up 1. Showing consistency, but they need more than consistency to win this game. They need the untold power that the Flowers have in their back pocket. Birdo still now has to face the Daisy chain. Baby Daisy on 2 strikes quickly. Birdo trying something on the inside. Fastball caught, and caught by Firebro. So, second link in the chain. JC faces down Birdo. Smacks it again to Firebro. That's a quick ground out. Alright, Daisy. Starting off this game hot. Cooled off a little, but her team's been more than good enough to make up for it. Can she make it past Birdo? Captain versus Captain for some extra action. Line drive to center field. Isn't going to escape the outfield. And the Ron Eggs do have an interesting chance here. If they can secure a 3-up, 3-out in the 9th, they won't have to face K-Rool again. But they would have to do so off Luigi, who is easier. Luigi, who has been a very good batter. And... sorry, watching that one. And Critter, who is a very hard batter to secure an out on. We'll see what they're able to do. Salamander does secure a single off a good shot to the wall, but Baby Luigi's able to stop any additional damage. Thurman's able to follow it up with a good single. So run on first, run on second. Again, Firebro has not shown up so far this game. In fact, he's gone out his last 3 appearances at the plate. Can he do anything against Daisy now? He doesn't have item support, but Daisy doesn't throw a star pitch. But it doesn't matter. The line drive is caught by Critter, and it's a quick double play. Salamander sits on third base, but there's still no chemistry. Yellow Toad is here as a bit of a relief hitter. He's supposed to do it with nothing, but if Daisy throws a star pitch and he swings... no, he swings before she pulls it out. The pop-up caught by Baby Luigi in the outfield. Salamander's not able to tag up safely. So we're heading into the final inning with the Ron Eggs down by 4. The Flowers have a chance to absolutely seal this game if it's not 3-up, 3-out. Step 1 in that plan for the Ron Eggs was getting Luigi out. With his hit being caught by Wario, that's step 1 done. Step 2 in that plan is Luigi getting out. But no, Grounder goes straight up center field. So if they want to avoid K-Rool, they have to do it off a Critter double, which is double play, which is almost unheard of. Birdo faces down Critter. Manages to get strike number 1. Down the middle, though, for pitch number 2. And it's big and high. It's staying inside the field, but Bananas interfered with the raw eggs. And they will interfere. Sorry, they interfered with the flowers. They will interfere with the raw eggs. K-Rool has a chance to put up one last 3-run homer that would all but ice this game. Charges, contact. It's not a 3-run homer, but it will still bring in Luigi to home. Runners on the corners off that one. And the Flowers are up by 5 in inning number 9. One single could make it up by 6, and Baby Luigi is a pretty good batter to do that, but no. His hit goes straight to Firebro, who reels it back in to secure out number 3. The Ron Eggs fought valiantly, but they are down by 5. Notable, of course, that K-Rool did score 6 by his own. So he alone, you could argue, is responsible for Flowers standing on top of the field. That would, of course, be very disingenuous and very mean, especially with Daisy pitching so well. She catches out Birdo, who, again, whose only item save against the Flower pitch is a Boo that will not be good enough. Yellow Shy Guy's hit is not saved by a Banana, despite it catching Luigi. The Ron Eggs sit on their last legs, 2 outs against them, 10 and 5. Strike number 1 against Wario. He's charging on the slider. It's a line drive to right field, but Lady Yoshi not only doesn't get under it, but doesn't run for it, allowing Wario to snag a double. It's a long road. It would have to be one of the best comebacks that we've ever seen in Grand Slam Galaxy for the Ron Eggs to steal this game. They're still down by 5. There's still 2 outs on the board. Statler facing down Daisy. Does get caught out by Luigi, and the game will end. The Flowers, you gotta admit the poetry. They win by 5. K-Rool put up 6 by himself off some very big home runs. And they rightfully earned their spot atop the scoreboard with a 10-5 victory over the Ron Eggs to close out the season. MVP honors can only go to one player. Who else could it be? Almost inarguably MVP of the regular season, as well as K-Rool notches one more MVP in his belt. And the Flowers are your Season 2 regular season champions. I feel like I should have a title for that, because it is quite an honor and it is quite difficult to do. Netting their way alone to the top of the scoreboard with an 11-3 record, K-Rool absolutely sealing out the game for his team with a monstrous 6 runs brought in by himself, over 200 points off of 200 in the batting box and 10 from the item box. Very, very well earned from this Flower squadron. And I will say, if there's any team to watch out for, well, it's easy to say it's the Season 2 champs, isn't it? But despite the Ron Eggs putting up a very excellent record in their own right, 10-4 will be their final for the season, they definitely looked mortal, getting there off of some very, very tight wins, some very devastating losses. The Flowers had a devastating loss to start the season, don't get me wrong, but they are, without a shadow of a doubt, the team to beat heading into this postseason. With that win under their belt, they will face off against the winner of the Wilds and Infernos. Meanwhile, the Ron Eggs on their side will have to simply see whether they are facing off against the Monsters or the Monarchs, depending on who comes out in our 3rd seed versus 6th seed matchup. Notable, of course, there is 0 movement on the standings coming out of Playday 14. And, I mean, I said that it might not matter that much. Turns out it didn't really matter at all. And I'll bring up our final standings as we head out of the regular season for Grand Slam Galaxy Season 2. Your champions of Season 2, of course, the Flowers, standing 11-3, this season. Their 3 losses were against the Monsters in Playday number 1, against the Wilds in Playday number 8, and against the Monsters again in Playday number 9. So very notable, actually, that the Monsters stood 2-0 over the Flowers in their regular season record. The Rotten Eggs are the other team to get a bye. They weren't able to secure top of the scoreboard, but they are able to secure a semi-final finish no matter what. Standing 10-4 and with the second best run differential in the league. Their losses were in Playday number 4 against the Scrambled Eggs, in Playday number 5 against the Flowers. The next loss would come all the way over in Playday number 13, actually, versus the Wilds again. So again, notably, the Wilds swept their series, their season series against the Rotten Eggs. And loss number 14, a loss against the Flowers yet again. So, the Wilds' 4 losses were against 2 teams. They got swept by the Flowers and the Wilds in their season series. Otherwise, they 2-0'd every other team on the roster. We'll stop talking about who lost against who as we head into our regular season compatriots, those who we will see next in the quarterfinals. The Monsters, and with a positive record, 8-6 and a plus 26 run differential. They are heading a little bit out of gas into those playoffs, as over the last 7 Playdays, they actually notched 3 wins. So 3 out of 4 in their last 7 Playdays isn't bad. Still a loss of steam, at least for them. They, regardless, will be our last team with a positive run differential, ending the season with plus 26. Yes, plus 26 is our last positive run differential for the season. 5th for the season will go to the Wilds, ending at a perfect 500 win percentage, but a minus 16 run differential. Early struggles for this team. Regardless, they prove that they have the power when DK shows up, and will be a hell of a wild card, despite not being a wild card, heading into the playoffs. The Infernos also earned that distinction, being the league's resident small ball team. Exciting games against a lot of teams, but still a minus 25 run differential heading out of it. 5th seed for them, they'll be playing against the Wilds. And the Monarchs, 6-8, minus 31 run differential. They didn't squeak into the playoffs, they're 2 wins above our next 2 teams, but with a minus 31 run differential and that losing record, they'll have a bit to prove heading into our postseason. Finally, the Scrambled Eggs and the Revenge, our 2 eliminated teams. Salute to them. They both put up a heroic fight, ending the season 4-10 each. The Scrambled Eggs with a minus 3 run differential and the Revenge with a minus 27. Excellent players on both those teams who will not be seeing the playoffs. PD Piranha, Hammer Bro. Of course, Diddy Kong's story comes to a conclusive end, and Yoshi's story, well, ends on its final chapter. The playoffs will start next Tuesday. I will see you all come the last dying light of Season 2 as nighttime comes in and I lose track of the metaphor. Regardless, I will see you all in the postseason next week as we will see who will be our champion for Grand Slam Galaxy Season 2. I have been your commissioner, Willie or Won't He? And until next time, everybody, until the postseason, play ball, and good night, everybody.